All right, so I have I
Okay.
have a refresh of 1.
Okay.
What's the standard? Is the standard 3? Because that's what I
Yeah.
wrote down.
Standard is 3, and then you guys can use the little counter button if you want. It's your choice on Dice Stream, and change the color so we can see it to, well, Troy, I think you need something dark. Enrique, you need something dark. John, you need a lighter color. Jim, you need a lighter color. So it'll show up, and then that way we're good.
Oh, so that color there with my name.
There you go. Okay, I see the 1. Yeah. And
Cool.
then, yep, Enrique, I see it. Yep, you're good. Okay.
And we're going to use that for what, rather?
Those are going to be your fate points.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to put 3 in there, or it's going to count up to 3?
Put 3 in there. And then that way, if
count it down as I use them. Awesome.
Yeah, or go up.
I didn't even ever use that option before, so
no. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So we should be good. So okay, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So from the little bit of information that you guys need to get started, of course, you guys are hunting down a fugitive. The name of his name's Amadak. Okay. Amadak. All right. And you guys were hired by the company to basically hunt this fugitive down and bring him back dead or alive. Okay. He's got a reputation of being basically a nutty murderer. I mean, he's got supposedly he's wanted in at least 2 systems at this point. He's known to be, a shade away, if not all the way into being psychotic, a killer without remorse, just not a nice guy at all. You guys aren't, traditionally nice guys, but this guy's just, he needs to be taken out of commission. So what the company would prefer is that he be brought back alive so that he can stand trial for some of his or all of his atrocities. But if the situation happens where you guys have to take him down, then do so. Okay? All right. So as we begin, my question would be, would any of you guys have any kind of desire to actually be the lucky person to steer a inner system, a vehicle, a vessel, a starship?
I can't even drive because I don't have the skills. So.
Well, you have it. It's just that, you just drive like a normal person.
I would think that's probably not in Ulrich's wheelhouse of skill set, so I'm gonna pass on that.
Okay. Any volunteers?
I'm happy to do so if no one else wants to.
Okay. All right. Cool. Fine. Okay. All right. So you guys are traveling in the interplanetary or intersystem ship called the Proletarium Novum. Okay. And it's a company-provided ship. Let's see here if I can give us a little visual. Here we go. Okay. Whoops.
So Proletariat Novum?
Mm-hmm. Proletarian.
Tyrion.
Novum, rather.
Cool.
It basically means that the company owns this ship and you don't. Number 9. That's pretty much what it means.
What year are we in?
Okay, there's the ship that you guys are in. Okay.
Looks like a piece of crap.
Well, it's seen better days, but it's decent.
Company cutbacks, man.
There's
a galactic recession on, dude.
this may be a one-way trip, so they don't want to give you guys, anything that they aren't going to see again.
Where's our billionaire benefactor?
Right. And Troy, not to sound like a wise ass or anything, because I'm not, but the year, it doesn't matter. It's just far into the future.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now my next question is, who would want to be the guy who would be kind of like on sensors and stuff like that?
Okay, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm kind of a bushman. I really don't understand technology.
Okay.
I'm looking at that Palabregas. I'm like, oh no, I'm me again. Like I'm holding tight to my chair.
Is there eventually going to be a gunner as well that you're going to be looking for?
Possibly.
Okay.
Is that what you're calling, or what?
I would much prefer to take on that role, the tactical gunner role, if there was one.
Okay.
Well, I guess that would make me Lieutenant Aguerra, right?
Short skirt, no.
Okay. All right. Okay.
To what extent are the ship's sensors to what extent are the controls computerized in the?
Very, very much so. This is all just I'm just getting some things set up for the narrative. Long story short.
Basically, to make it convenient, if it's possible for me to drive and do the sensors via like plugging myself directly into the ship's computer.
Actually, sure.
Why not?
Sure. Yes, you could.
Why not take over the entire ship function? No, I'm serious. Because I mean, you would be the person best suited to.
Because that would split his attentions up between many different things, which may not be good.
But he can. I assume he has a multitasking subroutine.
Of course, but bear in mind, all of my cybernetics were built by the same company that built flying around him.
Right.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see here.
You haven't been in for a retrofit in a while either.
Right. Very good.
I'm last year's model.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough for me. That's all I needed to know. Okay, so actually, Kane, you've actually picked up Amadak's beacon, his homing beacon, on the sensors of the ship. Okay? And you can see that by looking at the signal and kind of analyzing it a little bit, you can see that apparently the signal it's very erratic and kind of fading in and out, and you figure it's pretty much a miracle that you guys were able to actually home in on him at this point. And then barely in visual range, just barely, you can see the I guess the glow, of his ship's engines, as they kind of flare ahead of you. Okay.
Of Amadak's?
Yes.
Okay, I'll relay this to the team that he's dead ahead.
Okay. All right.
Can I use the sensors to put a lock on his ship?
Yes, you can do that. Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to create an advantage of locked on.
Okay.
Now I don't have any kind of. I have lore.
Yeah, we're going to we're just going to use whatever is closest to what we need. So yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
And all right, let's see how this goes.
Okay. Target number 2.
And that will not. Well, wait, Laura. No.
Okay.
No. I fail.
Okay.
All right, so I'm attempting to get a lock, but I wasn't trained in this buffoonery that the rest of the crew has seemed to draft me into. So I'll smash against the sensor panel in righteous anger.
Okay. And you hear the sensory kind of bleep and blurt out in kind of response to that, and lights kind of flash kind of here and there, like error, John, Alex can hear Kane kind of cursing at the panel behind him, and you can see that there is just barely in your visual range. There is a ship dead ahead of you, and we'll just say that as a how do I want to put it? Because you are jacked in to the ship itself, you can actually kind of get like a whisper or an echo of some of the other functions that are going on, you know, even though you're concentrated on piloting at this point. And we'll say that you kind of you know what's going on over there at Kane's control panel. You know, he's not able to get a lock at all. It seems like well, his skill at performing using the equipment is not up to task, apparently.
Okay, so I'm imagining my character is sort of, rather than speaking himself because he's jacked into the computer, as you're saying, he sort of shudders a bit in the control chair that he's sat in with like wires coming out the side of his head, and rather than opening his mouth and speaking, his voice just sort of in a very deadpan way echoes out of the speakers on the ship.
Okay.
And basically I want to use my move action to move the ship, and then my actual action to try and get this sensor lock, since I picked up on this whisper, and I'll just say enemy vessel sighted, pursuit speed engaged.
Okay.
And then I'll attempt to acquire a sensor lock on them, again using law as with the original roll.
Okay, that's fine. Target number 2.
That's a -1. That puts me on a +3 for my law.
Okay.
Target lock acquired.
Okay. All right.
Show off.
So on the superimposed over the front of the ship, you guys kind of get a visual actually of the almost like a 3D displayed image, and you can see Amadak's ship. It's a cutter class vehicle, which is kind of like a smaller one-man ship that's basically used to jump from planet to planet, so he can't get far. You're thinking that he really it's a losing battle to try to get away from you guys. And I'm sorry, I kind of did a disservice to you guys. As the 3D image kind of comes into view, Ulrich can kind of get a look at it. And Troy, why don't you give us a visual and an idea of what your character, what he's all about?
All right, so Ulrich is a experienced fighter for the Merc Brigade. He's had a lot of battles and some unfortunate circumstances that have happened to him over the years. Has made him a little unsavory and a little jaded in all things dealing with life. And as a result, he's turned to some different types of drugs and stimulants to help him get through his day-to-day. So at the moment, he's just standing here. He's looking at this ship run away and realized that had a few more things went the wrong way, it could have easily have been him sitting in that ship up ahead trying to run away from us. I'm not too different than Amadak here, who's running away from us as we try and track him down.
Okay, all right. And Enrique, what's Goss? What's his story? Give us an idea about him, please.
Okay. Basically, he's a 60-something-years-old man, fond of tools. He have many tools attached to his chest. He like to carve wood and maybe do a small fixing on the ship. He have worry and tired gray eyes. He likes to always be on the move. And he have black stained lips from the stimulant leaf he chews.
Oh,
okay.
So wait, hold on.
You're in here with a couple of junkies.
Right. Okay.
And he's terrified right now.
So he's not a fan of space travel at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
He's clutching to his chair, muttering to himself some nasty things in languages only Maximov probably understand.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, and give us a little bit about Kane, Jim, please.
All right, so as you see Kane kind of erupt at his not being able to get the center equipment to go his way, he storms about and he walks, almost paces about, kind of like he were on the hunt. He likes to pull his hood up over his eyes, but his presence is easily felt by those around him. He has no obvious cyber tech showing, but the crew here do know that he has internal cyber that was placed by the company, and it has unlocked his Esper abilities. So as of right now, his team, meaning you guys, know that he can mentally assault people. He can read cursory minds, kind of low
Surface
level,
thoughts, kind of.
surface thoughts. He can do telepathic suggestion, and he's very difficult to hit, given that he knows where the attacker is. He almost has like a sixth sense of being able to evade, which doesn't work when there's more than one opponent because he can't kind of get into the mind of that. But he storms about. His ethnicity is kind of odd. His skin is kind of pallid. He's thin. He's not very skilled with weapons. And you guys know that he was part of the what is it? The military psyops program, where no one trusted those guys because think about it this way: who wants to be around someone that could read your mind or get into your thoughts or persuade you to do whatever they want? So he's worked well with you guys for the past year or so, or however much time we were together. But you know that many people just don't trust him if they, as soon as they find out that he's post psyops.
Okay, all right, very good. And then, John, give us a little insight into Alex, please.
Okay, Alex is a large, physically imposing gentleman with an entirely bald head. The left-hand side of his face and his head, it's almost as though the skin has been peeled back on his forehead to reveal an implanted metal panel which has numerous lights, I suppose sort of futuristic versions of like USB ports, etc., on his head. He is quite happy to talk about his past, and he can tell, he's probably told you guys about his past, although there's bits that when he talks about them, his discussions always seem a little bit vague and as though he's just sort of like reciting something that he's been told rather than he has any emotions about it particularly. If asked, he'll have quite happily explained that this is because in order to make room for the additional storage space that was required in his skull, he allowed the company to effectively scoop out part of his brain, a part that he wasn't using. He's seen the requisition forms that he apparently signed. That's how he knows that he agreed to it. They've scooped out a part of his brain that he wasn't using, and they've effectively stuck a big hard drive in it and some additional programming. They're a little bit vague on exactly what programming they'd stuck in there, but obviously, since he now completely trusts the company, and I'm sure he always did even before the procedure, he's not really asked about it in too much detail. He does seem to almost be sort of like disconnected from his emotions. However, one of the things you will have noticed since he's been working with you for some time is that he does have odd sort of flashes of emotion. For instance, he's very sympathetic towards people who are ill or who have disabilities, and he's very loyal to those he considers to be friends or who he's been assigned to by the company. And he also seems to have a great deal of sympathy for those who are, as he terms it in his way, intellectually challenged.
Very good. Okay. All right. So as we get back to the scene at hand, you guys have gained a signal lock upon the fugitive ship. Okay, and you notice, Alex notices that there seems to be a lot of electromagnetic disturbance coming up on some of the sensors, so to speak. And Kane also sees this on his instrument panel, very obviously. And you guys can kind of see the like sparks and like tendrils or fingers of static electricity on the outside surface of your ship. Okay, directly ahead, well, I guess in the background, you all of a sudden can see the looming body of a planet in the distance, which everyone recognizes as being Tetron. Okay, Alex immediately gets a ping of data about this planet, that it's just basically a Class C world, known primarily for its mineral wealth. But immediately you realize that it's considered to be under company ownership or control. Okay, so it is almost just a little bit of background here, not to get too much into it, but basically the company's wealth, it has its fingers in many different pies and pots, you know, from obviously real estate to technology of various sorts, you know, to industry, to almost some of everything. So it comes to no surprise that this planet is under corporate sponsorship or ownership even. Okay.
Okay, who have we got on weapons station at the moment? Was that decided?
That was
That was Ulrich. I suggested I would do that.
Yep, Ulrich.
Can we also?
Okay.
Is it possible for us to hail this guy with some kind of communications? Is that a possibility? We are locked onto his ship. Are we able to
You guys
communicate with him? But besides phasers across his bow. Not that I'm opposed to such things. I'm all good.
You guys feel free to have a little bit of or have narrative leeway. You know, if it's something that's typical of a, you know, planetary vessel, you guys can more than likely do such. You know, so if it's getting beyond the realm of sci-fi, you know, I'll say something. But to answer your question, sure, you can. Yep.
So as I'm sitting there, as Ulrich is sitting at the guns, I'm going to turn to Alex and I'm saying, is it possible for you to reach out so we can communicate with Almadak before he gets to the planet? I don't really want to be rummaging around down there looking for him if he gets a chance to land. Maybe he'll agree to a rendezvous.
Are we within weapons range?
No, not yet.
Still outside of weapons range, entering communications range, channels open, go ahead.
Almadak, this is Ulrich. We're with the company. We've been sent to track you and to bring you back for questioning. Please comply. We will shoot you down.
Okay, you are as an answer, you get pretty much silence, and then all of a sudden, laughter bursts from the communicator, you know, from the channel, and
like cackling.
Yeah, pretty much mocking laughter, and then you hear a voice say, "It's about time you guys finally showed up. What took you so long?"
You're not an easy man to find. You're a man of many resources. But we found you now. And you will be coming back with us, dead or alive.
You guys don't understand. Maybe you didn't get the memo. I don't work for the company anymore.
Damn it, cut your engines and come about.
Charging
Now.
weapons.
Okay,
Alright, so I
is
pushed
that
my
you?
little button.
You heard Alex. Alex has the engine, has the weapons coming up, and Ulrich will shoot you out of the sky. The contract is for dead or alive, and it doesn't matter one way, dead or alive. We still get paid.
How about I give you guys one choice? You can turn around and call it a wash now.
All right, I'll motion to Ulrich. How much closer to weapons range? How much longer?
We're closing in. Our ship is bigger and faster. Any moment now. You want me to shoot him down?
Can you target this?
My finger's on the button. I'm ready. I'm ready to release whatever weaponry we have.
Sending through sensor lock coordinates to the weapons station now.
All right.
Very good.
I said, can you target his aft nacelle?
Yeah, we could shoot his engines out. It's a small ship, though, so we'll have to use our lesser weaponry again. I don't know. I don't know if we have different stages of guns on this thing, but my goal is to just disable his ship, not to blow
Now,
him up.
David, let me ask you about this planet. Is there anything in the atmosphere that's going, like storms in the atmosphere, or anything that we would have any type of problems? Is it like super cloudy? Is it, what is it? Is it just a normal quote unquote class M planet? That
it's a Class C planet. No.
I heard. Yeah, well,
I know. No problem, man. I'm just messing with you.
Is it like
yes,
a Mars?
there are after doing a quick info search, you see that this planet it has a tendency for micrometeor storms, and it has an electrified upper atmosphere.
Now, would his little ship, single occupant ship, have shields and stuff enough even to sustain going through that atmosphere to get to where he's trying to go?
Probably not.
All right,
you would think that he would have to be crazy to do it, but
he's obviously crazy.
There you go.
But we're cool, right? Our bigger ship is fine to go through this atmosphere.
Well, if you look at Goss, he wouldn't think so, because he still has a white-knuckled grip on the chair across from you. It doesn't look too healthy at all. But apparently, Alex knows what he's doing, and he hasn't given you any kind of warning or any kind of signs of danger yet. So maybe not.
Do we have pods in this ship just in case? I gotta know.
Emergency.
Yeah.
Life rafts.
Sure. We'll say that it comes with you guys call them coffins, and they're basically single man pods, that you would shoot out, and they have beacons that are be picked up by other ships in this system.
Cool.
Okay. I guess that was a good question. Suddenly, there you see Amadak's ship enter kind of like a, I guess you would call it kind of like a gas cloud of sorts, as you guys are kind of getting closer and closer to like the extreme atmosphere of this planet, and you guys can see like bursts of static basically lightning, is what it is, I guess, within the gas cloud, and you can just kind of see the lightning kind of tendrils just, go across the upper atmosphere, and they kind of branch out, and of course you don't hear anything, but you just see them kind of like explode with like brilliant like arcs of actually green and purple and blue, and his ship just went into one of this particularly looking large cloud.
Okay.
Troy, what were you asking? I'm sorry, hang on. What were you asking about your message?
I was just wondering if I'm able to compel one of my own.
Yes, you can, of course. Yep.
All right, cool. That's good to know.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
I'm basically just going to try and maintain the sensor lock we've already got as we start going into these areas of magnetic storm. I'm not entirely sure how possible that'll be. Also, I'm quite happy to make a roll for that. At this point, Alex will quite possibly be thinking, maybe being plugged into the ship as it's sort of buffeted by lightning, etc. May not be such a shit hot idea.
Okay, very good, very good.
Well,
Okay.
the other thing too is that for those of us with cybernetic enhancements, if the shields aren't holding and we're going through, we may not be happy campers.
Oh yeah, indeed, exactly what the company said. Stick a hard drive in your head. What could go wrong?
Everything will be fine. Don't trust us. Okay.
So as we get closer and closer to this, grave possibility, I reach into my little futuristic fanny pack that's sitting on my waist, and I fiddle through, bringing out a little
gritty, Troy. Keep it gritty, man.
Yeah, no, this is a gritty ass fanny pack. It's got like skull and crossbones emblem on the front. But anyway, I pull out a little capsule and I get ready to take it, and it's like some little capsule to enhance my focus, or if I'm ready to shoot this guy.
Okay. Do you want to create an advantage for that?
I would, yes.
Okay.
I would like to call it. I don't even know.
Focus, temporary focus. Pick me up. I don't know.
That sounds great. Focus, pick me up.
Okay. Now the question is that I got you, John. The question is that when you create an advantage now, what skill do you think you could use to kind of reflect you doing?
This would be a shoot skill for sure.
Okay. All right. So that's cool what it's going to enhance. Okay, that's fine.
If this is an actual shot at the enemy vessel, I'd like to donate the sensor lock temporary advantage.
Well, this is
the weapon station.
This is how do I want to say it? He's not taking a shot yet. He's taking a shot of something, but he's not shooting at the ship yet.
So he's taking a stem.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
right. I'm just popping the
So wouldn't that be like a resource? Maybe.
Oh, to determine how powerful or potent.
Well, he's creating an advantage called focus pick me up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using one of my aspects.
Oh, okay.
My aspect is never met a stem I didn't like. So
now what you can do is what you would do then, Troy, is that I didn't know you were using the aspect, but still, if you're creating an advantage, if you want to invoke that aspect, okay, it would cost me. It would cost you a fate point, okay. It would add +2 to your roll result, okay, and you don't have to do it until after you see the roll. Now, what Jim was suggesting, which is what makes sense, is that since you're basically using a stem, a drug, the closest skill really that we can come to reflect of you having access to this drug, will be your resources.
I do have that at average +1.
Okay, all right. So do that. So roll 4 fate dice, and then you want to add a +1 to your result, and then if you want, you can invoke your aspect. If you don't, if you want a better roll.
Boost it by 2 if I choose.
Yeah, exactly.
So I rolled 2 + 1, so that was a 3.
That's 3. So you did it. You succeeded.
So I successfully swallowed the pill with him choking on it. Sweet.
And you now have, what was the aspect called?
It was called Focus Pick Me Up.
Focus Pick Me Up. Okay. All right. So you got.
That's a aspect now, or is that a advantage?
It's an advantage.
Cool, but it's only accessible by me because I was the only one that swallowed.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And that's a one-time usage for one shot, or
no. It's you have to based upon the roll you made to create it. Okay. It's there. You didn't get any free invokes, but
gotcha.
If you want to spend a fate point,
he got one.
He just succeeded. That's all. Right. He didn't succeed with style.
Oh
yeah, you sure did. I'm sorry. Yeah, you do get one. I'm sorry. Yeah, you do get one free invoke.
So yep. I'm looking to Kane, looking for a nod of approval to shoot Amadak down, given my first opportunity to do so.
Okay.
before he enters this atmosphere, because we don't want to go in there.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'll give him the thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and John, you said you got a 5 result. Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, that was a 5 on my law roll to
Okay, so you
maintain the lock.
definitely succeeded with style then.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Any free invoke I get will be given to the weapons station so they can use it for actually shooting him.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then what was the name of that aspect, John?
Sensor lock.
Sensor lock, that's right, okay.
It was the locked on one that
Yeah, Dave,
we created earlier.
I'm trying to keep up with all the aspects in play.
Okay, I was going to do it, but that's fine, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, but I'm just,
Yeah, no, that's great. I appreciate the help. Yep. Okay.
And the little circle here is this is the number of invokes.
Okay.
So when it's gone, that circle will disappear if there are 2.
Okay.
If you succeed with style, it'll look like that.
Cool.
Okay. So you're going to leave that up then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks. Okay. All right, okay. So for the people that may be watching, that's what we're talking about. We've got 1 invoke of sensor lock acquired and 1 free invoke of focus pick me up stem. So there you go. Okay, all right. So you guys, the ship enters this vapor cloud, okay, and you guys just see the discharge of electricity all around you, okay. Visual range is nothing, so all you have are the sensors within the ship to go off of. Excuse me. So if Ulrich wants to take the shot, he can.
All right, so I'm going to use my shoot skill, which is at +3.
That's fine.
I'm going to use the locked on.
Now remember, you don't have to until you see what your roll is.
Oh, okay.
You can decide afterwards.
Very good.
Okay.
And the pick me up I have for free, so I'll just do the roll first.
Yeah, do the roll first.
All right, sitting at the guns, I'm gonna take a little pot shot, trying to disable the.
You need
propulsion.
you need a
It's a
target.
cold shot, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. You're using kind of like sensors and stuff, so we'll kind of
Plus
give it a little leeway.
I do have the Deadeye ability. Deadeye stunt, which gives me +2 to shoot skills and calling targets.
We'll just say, because all that's going on, we'll just say it's got a target number of 2. It's nothing for you to do this.
I got that straight up.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
2 rolled.
Okay.
But I want to succeed with style because I don't want him to lose his propulsion and then still go into the thing. So I'm cool to spend one of my fate points to.
Well, no. You can use one of those free.
Right. Yes.
You don't have to spend anything.
I'm going to use my free pick me up.
Pick me up. Okay. Okay. All right. So
After
that.
popping this drug and my eyes
now.
dilate and I focus in on my shot.
Okay. Now to succeed with style, you're going to have to use one other thing because you need +3. You need 3 over.
Use a sensor lock.
Okay.
Yeah, I can use the locked in sensor.
Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay.
And that was also a free one, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So are we still locked since it has no more invokes? Is that aspect still considered there, or have we lost the lock?
I would say it's still there. It's still there, yeah.
So we still have it locked.
Yeah. It's still locked. Yeah. Yep.
But my drugs have run out of their usage.
Well, not necessily.
You
It's
just
still
have to
there.
pay for the.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's still
that's
there.
right. But
Yeah,
the
you
free
have to pay for it.
one, the
Right,
free
yeah.
one's gone.
It's
Cool.
still there. You're still you're still feeling it.
jacked
We just out of freebies.
Right. right.
So we succeed with style and shooting the.
Okay, so Troy, what does it
propulsion.
look like when you hit the pretty red button then?
All right, so I focus in, setting up the crosshairs on the engines of the little ship that's flying away. I've used these ships before, so I have a pretty good idea of what area to target.
Mm-hmm.
So I push the button and I see the the little beams, the beams shoot out, and I can actually see the because I'm all jacked up on this drug. I can actually see the rays of potent energy going towards and like igniting onto these propulsion engines of this ship.
Okay.
And you can see like a bellowing of gray and black smoke and a little bit of flame, but not to the point where the whole ship is going to explode. It just seems like it just seems like enough just to cut out the engines, if that's possible.
All right. Okay. You see that you definitely hit your target. Okay. And via the sensors in the ship, you guys can, they're kind of distorted. The screens are kind of like staticky a little bit. Because of all the electricity in the atmosphere around you guys. But you can see as the lasers or whatever, they arc out and kind of touch the ship's engines. You see one of the engines kind of flares up and then it dies out. And you see that all of a sudden the ship itself starts to veer, kind of like lists, I guess is the word, and kind of veers to the side, and you see a smoke trail kind of billowing out behind it, okay? And as you guys kind of gain a little bit of, you get closer to the ship, suddenly you guys burst out of this cloud, and directly in front of you, you guys see this, okay? It's
Imperial Stardust. Oh, wow.
It's an orbital platform, is what it is, and what that is that it's in the extreme, what little bit of atmosphere of the planet that there is at that height, that's where it is, and then connected to the bottom of it, going through the clouds down towards the planet, is what you guys would call a what do you call it?
Space elevator.
Thank you. Yes, space elevator. Yes. Yeah. So that's what you see. Okay.
Cool.
So
Do we know if this is this company property? I presume.
Yeah, I would think so. Yes.
I'll tell Gauss. I'll say, Gauss, you used to be on this guy's team, didn't you? Maybe you can talk some sense into him. Have him land there and come into our custody.
As you say that, I opened my eyes. I was like, with my eyes closed as we're going through this turbulence. I'm like, what? What? All right.
Say he may trust you where he doesn't trust us.
I give you a look, and I say, I really don't think you would trust me, but I can have a try.
Okay.
I'm not very good at making friends, you see.
Well, you used to work with him, didn't you?
Yes, yes.
You've done jobs with him, so.
Yes, yes. I'll try to have a word with him, but cross your fingers.
Okay. All right. So, what does Gal say?
I try to stand up from my chair. I have shaky legs. I kind of go leaning myself on the wall as I reach the panel, and I say, Anadak, stop this foolishness right now. Surrender yourself. You know what I'm gonna do if I catch you. You know I hate turbulence. So you better give up.
You get mocking laughter back again, and he says, Gauss, they got you on my ass too? He says, man, that bounty must be pretty high.
For the sorts of you, yes. Now we have a crack team here, and we're gonna get you. So get to that space platform, or we're gonna get you, and you're gonna spend the rest of your life behind bars without your legs.
You guys can kind of hear like a lot of static, over the speaker next. And basically all that you guys can make out is kind of like Amadak's voice saying, you guys can kiss my ass. That comes through. And you guys see the ship wildly turn, and it starts, it's almost on a direct path going towards the space elevator, and Alex can see a little blip appear on the bottom part of Amadak's ship, and you see this little blip slowly separated from the ship and it makes its way towards the space platform. Okay, and you see Amadak's ship disappear into the clouds of the upper atmosphere.
Are the sensors picking up any life signs from the blip?
Yes.
Is it a single human life sign?
Yes.
So it would be like a coffin similar to what's on our ship.
Maybe.
Or maybe he's just like parachuting out himself as a human. I do have the notice skill. Is there any way I can perceive if it's some form of mechanical thing that he's in, or if it's just him
if
himself?
you want to. Sure, if you want to. Go ahead.
Alright, I will try to do that then, so I'll roll my notice score.
4 target number.
Okay.
It's kind of tough.
It is tough.
Because you're visually looking, trying to...
I have a +2 on that.
Okay.
So that's just 2, so I did not succeed.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you can't tell. The blip, once it gets, basically from what Alex can tell, or actually Ulrich too, because you're looking out over Alex's shoulder, looking out the view screen or whatever. Once it gets to the surface of the orbital platform, then it disappears. It winks out.
Okay, whilst my companion's looking out the view screen, I'm going to attempt to establish a communications link with the orbital platform.
All right. Okay. You do so. You are pretty sure that you have a communication, open channel to the platform.
I'm going to broadcast a message. This is the company bounty vessel Proletarian Novum pursuing criminal Amadak, wanted dead or alive, and I'll list the bounty and all the various other information in a quick sort of data burst style. Currently docking in escape pod on your platform. Request security teams apprehend as soon as possible. Wanted dead or alive.
A voice responds to your transmission. It says, unidentified craft. You are entering Wayland corporate restricted airspace. Under threat of heavy fire, fine, and imprisonment. Turn back now. And then it stops.
Do I recognize that as being an automated signal, or do I think it's actually being sent by a person?
It is automated. And to solidify your guesstimate, or it's not even a guess, the same transmission comes over the speaker again. Exact same thing.
Okay. I'd like to spend a fate point for one of my stunts where I can recall a useful fact about an aspect of the game world. From what I have sort of hard built into me of company policy, in a case of one bit of company policy contradicting another, as in this case we've been told to pursue this person and bring them back no matter what, but obviously we're also being ordered by the company to turn away from this platform. They obviously contradict each other. Which of the directives would sort of supersede the other?
Probably you would think that, especially in the position that you guys are in, that you feel as though with the resources that you either have at the moment or could possibly get at a later point in time, excuse me, you guys would have, you figure you could weasel up authority, basically, you know.
Okay, in which case my response to the sort of do not enter message will just be request denied.
Okay, all right, so what is your action then? That was your response, so what is your action?
My action is to target any sort of weapons that are facing us on the orbital platform with our sensors in case they start shooting at us, with the idea that we can just sort of blast them first.
Okay, all right. Now, just to put everything in perspective, you guys have lost sight of his vehicle, you know, that fell down into the clouds of the upper atmosphere. You guys saw the blip going towards the the surface of the orbital platform, and for some reason, a pre-recorded automated warning was given to you guys, which Alex feels as though, doesn't apply, basically. And you can see that, or it can see that Alex is kind of like scanning the surface of the orbital platform, looking for any type of hard weapon points that may become apparent to you guys. Okay, so are you guys now traveling towards the platform itself, or are you guys holding your position, or what are you doing as far as that goes?
Can I roll to see if I know more about the Wayland Corporation? I'm kind of an old geezer. I know a bit the world, about the universe, basically.
Yeah, you can. Well, what were you trying to? What information were you trying to figure out?
Well, basically, I really hate pharmaceutical and cyberlimb-oriented corporations. That's you guys would know by now. I hate your cyberlimbs. I don't trust them.
Okay.
So I would like to know if they're related to that, and if we could perhaps make a small contract so they could pay us a little bit, so we could hunt down this criminal in their planet.
You do know, without having to spend a fate point, you do know that Wayland is, as many companies are, you're able to recall that they are in the biochemical field.
Okay.
Which could mean a lot, but that could mean that yes, they do fool around with not only possibly cybernetics, stems, and things of that nature, and also bio modifications of sorts.
David,
yes.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to create an advantage.
Yes.
Called backdoor protocol.
Okay.
Based on the fact that I was a military psyops person.
Yeah.
So I may have some protocols that I can spit out that would allow us to land safely without getting shot down.
That's fine.
Okay. So what skill will I use? I guess it'll be lore.
Yeah, for you, that's probably the closest thing.
Or contacts, maybe.
Are you going to name drop, or are you just trying to spit out?
No, I'm trying to spit out.
Okay, well, then there you go. I would say lore.
All right, so.
And I would say for you, it's a target number for this specifically. I would say it's a target number of 3.
Okay, damn you.
Well, all right, let's go. It's not easy.
It never is.
Oh, really not easy.
Okay, so I am going to have to, that would be a -1. Okay, I'm going to spend a fate point in order to re-roll.
Okay, that was wise.
Yeah, do we have anything on the table? No.
No.
Let's see here. Come on, baby.
I don't see anything.
I know I had to clear it.
Oh.
Is that the same roll?
Unfortunately, no. All right, so I can't think of it. I can't think of any protocols that would work.
Okay.
So again, I'm stymied and frustrated. So I'll sit down and look out of the window, see if I can scan any weaponry, any gun embankments, or any drones that they may have.
Okay. Enrique, did that answer your question, or did you want more information or more detail than that?
Well, I think that's pretty much what I would like to know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to check. Okay.
Seeing that we're pursuing Amadak, presumably we have access to the company files on him. His crimes he's committed. We obviously know that he's this psychotic killer. Do we also have access to his, to effectively his biological data, i.e., like his medical files, etc.?
Ooh, yes, you do.
Just to let you know why I'm asking that is because basically I want to use the scanners to try and confirm it's him on the little blip.
Ah, okay.
Rather than he's just sort of like ejected some biological matter. I'll be up in the shit,
The
boys.
space toilet.
Right.
The space toilet flush.
The porta finally got
Fertilizer
ejected.
in the back.
Very good. Okay. As you just attempt a cursory kind of inquiry about his medical background, you get a classified response.
Okay. Since we are in an emergency situation, and since I'm a cybernetically enhanced thinking machine with vast intelligence and ability with computers, I will attempt to circumvent that system.
Okay, so this will be an overcome roll. Okay.
Nice.
And you can use your, what would it be, your lore?
Yeah, it'd be lore that I'd be going
all right. And this is going... Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say, since this is to do with computer programming, which I think is an academic subject, I've got a stunt that gives me +2.
Yes, you do. Okay. And this will be a 4 target number.
Okay, well, I'm on +4 with my lore anyway, +2
all right.
for the stunt, so
okay.
6.
You are the man.
Let's see what I've got. Okay, so I've actually got a -1 result overall, which takes me down to +5, so it's still enough to...
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Okay. So you do it. Okay. You achieve your goal. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So as you basically brutalize your way through the security protocol of this file, you see that there is some very interesting information there. You see that the system that Amadak is from supposedly was neutralized in an interplanetary war, okay? And supposedly he was one of the last survivors of that system, okay? For whatever reason, okay, it says that he seems to be kind of an aberration of sorts. His physical skills seem to be off the typical human standards, as well as his mental facilities also seem to be even slightly above.
Okay.
But there is also the notation that even though his physical abilities seem to be above and beyond, that this in no way means that his mental faults are not to be, respected, even though they are faults. So basically, he's a crazy guy that can probably go above and beyond in any kind of physical confrontation.
Okay. Does the medical data allow me to scan the escape pod to verify that it's him on board?
I would say yes. I'll say that you can use that. We'll call it Amadak's medical info, and we'll say it's an aspect that's there, And yes, you can do that if you want to.
Okay. Do you want me to make a roll to see whether I can?
Yes, to see if you accurately do it. Yep.
Okay.
And it's just a +2.
Okay.
And I'll give you a free info, so you should do it.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm on +3 with my rolls. So.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right. So as you kind of focus on the life support signal, you do indeed get a positive response that it is him, and there's a slight, you see a slight flash of light on the surface of the orbital platform. And you see a looks like a panel of some sort or a door slowly float, off of the surface, and then he obviously enters the platform.
Okay, as we're sort of heading in, my voice, rather than speaking, my voice still coming out of the computer speakers. Alex says, "Presence of fugitive aboard escape pod confirmed. Warning: subject may display additional abilities to standard pattern human."
Okay. All right.
And then I'll start bringing us into land.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
But there are 4 of us.
That's right. normal protocol would be one of the umbilicals, you know, would extend out for you to dock with. But as that is not the case, what is your plan?
Okay, well, I'm assuming that effectively the fugitive must have sort of blown one of the doors off to get in himself. So my plan will be basically to set us down and sort of latch on to the platform near where that is, and then we can use the same door that he's already blown off. No point damaging company property any further. I'm probably already in trouble for like hacking the computer system. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's fine. So Alex brings the ship down, and you guys can hear the grapples latch onto the skin of this orbital platform. And you guys will need to put on some kind of like their lighter weight 0G, zero atmosphere suits, to just make the transition from the ship into the platform. And you do that without any incident, and you guys find yourselves in a airlock of sorts inside the orbital platform. Okay, and with a hiss, the doors open up and let the oxygen in, okay? And you guys walk in, and they clang shut behind you, and you see a corridor ahead of you that is bathed in kind of like a reddish emergency lighting kind of tone, okay? And you guys can hear kind of like the platform kind of like creaking, and kind of moving around you, as it kind of settles in its orbital, it's tethered to the planet below. It's kind of like a balloon, basically. So can we take like a 5-minute, guys?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Take a 5-minute, then we'll be right back.
All right.
John.
Hello.
Hi. I just finished reading Dune today. What's the next book in the series? That made me really confused because there's like a series of books that are not like the chronology is very hard to figure out.
Let me just see if I can find out. 'Cause I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been an awfully long time since I actually read the Dune books myself. Unfortunately, let's see. Well, that's the Legends of Dune, so it wouldn't be that one. See, there's sort of that many like different like little sort of mini series that he did within it that they each have their own sort of chronological order. It's a bit sort of it's a bit sort of difficult.
Really...
So Dune, 1965, Dune Messiah, 69, Children of Dune, 76. Is that the books or the movies? Got to be the books.
Yeah.
Children of Dune, 76, God Emperor of Dune, 81, Heretics of Dune, 84, Chapter House, Dune, 85.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that much.
So the next one in the series, Enrique, would be Dune Messiah, circa 1969.
Okay.
I've only ever seen the books or seen the movie. I haven't even ever read the books.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Truly.
I have actually read all of them, but quite some time ago.
Mhm.
They are it is a bit of a mission to get through them as a series, but they are very interesting books. There's some very interesting ideas in them.
Just the stylings of the writings a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit. You have to sort of be in it for the long haul as well. There's like stuff that after sort of reading the whole series, there's stuff like happening near the end where I'm like, well, where's that come from? And it's something that was mentioned like sort of 4 books ago, which by the time you get around to reading it, you've probably forgotten about, and you have to sort of look back and go, oh yeah, it's this guy who they mentioned like once 4 books ago, and now he's now he's important 4 books later.
No, he's like 300 pages deep about the character.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah. I've tried to read through it, but I have yet to be able to do it yet.
It is an interesting sci-fi world
definitely is,
setting.
yeah.
It really is.
And everybody who's read it has really said you need to read it because it is good. So I need to do it.
I just
I've read
finished the
so
first
little.
one today.
So little sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well. I don't know. I haven't read anything else. I heard the audiobook for the first Dune and it was quite good. I don't know. I think I just like the Sardo cars. I think that's what I mean for.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's a graphic novel series called the Meta Barons. And if you can find that, read that. It's very Dune-esque. But it's real good. Yeah, it's real good. So.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Oh, you have heard about that? Yeah.
There's even a D6 system modification made for the Meta Barons.
Okay.
Or so Wikipedia says. I don't know. I never played it.
Yeah, it must. It's probably one of those things that's been out of print so long, that it's probably really hard to get a hold of. So.
Just 92 to 2000.
All I need to know is there a Fate adaptation of Dune? That's what I need to know.
I don't know.
I'm sure there probably is somewhere.
I did see a pretty fleshed out Mass Effect one though that I was able to download.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to try that. That's probably pretty good.
Yeah, I played 6-month campaign. It's really good. It's full of possibilities.
Oh, really?
Mass Effect system, the Mass Effect lore is great.
The full Mass Effect RPG or
no, it was again. I'm addicted to D6. It was a D6 modification version for it. It's really good.
It's like D6 that's in the old West End Games sort of Star Wars system.
Yep,
yeah, I don't have any recollection or any knowledge of any of that. I'm D20 Dungeons and Dragons and just now getting into. I played 1 game of Numenera, bought the book. Played 1 game of Heroes Unlimited, bought like spies or what's it called? Ninjas
Spies,
and super
ninjas and
ninjas
super-
spies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving this Fate. I really am. It's good. It's something I think I can adapt to many systems. And I just bought Savage Worlds for the same purpose just the other day.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Fate because it's really freeform. Like when I first started playing D6, I really liked the system. Then I realized that I like it because it kind of feels like Fate. I didn't
really?
know Fate until then. Yeah,
Okay.
like it's very customizable. I like that. Like you can make a character that basically isn't. It doesn't have to be a paladin or a barbarian. Have no limitations. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it's very few. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I have to laugh. I'm going to a convention in May in sort of over here in the UK, and I was looking at what sort of games are going to be on offer on it, and I saw one where it's like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Second Edition, and I was like, oh, quality! I love a bit of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, and I went into it. It says on the main sort of description of it, it's like, warning: this game is like hacked to include some of the narrative contents from like Fate and Dungeon World. I was like, don't give me a warning about that. That's like a sterling recommendation.
I saw your video today, John, and mention of Dungeon World. I might have to look into that as well. That's like just like high fantasy.
Basically, the way I describe it, if I had to come up with a sort of capsule description of it, would be it's basically a game that's got all the flavour of sort of like old school D&D, you know, the familiar classes, etc. But it's done with a very simple rule system that puts a lot of focus on narrative and collaborative world building between the GM and the players, and it's all done. The basic mechanic is it's 2d6 plus whatever your attribute is, and it's all the basic D6. Sorry, the basic D20 attributes. You know, strength, dex, whatever. You roll 2d6. You roll 2d6. Add your attribute. If you get 6 or less as your final result, basically the GM says what happens. So you go, oh, I'm trying to hit this orc with my sword. I've got a 6 or less. The GM tells you what happens. It's probably not good for your character, or it's going to add some complications. If you get 7 to 9, you've succeeded, but there's been some sort of complication. So I might say, oh yeah, you managed to hit the orc, however, because you got in close, he's now in a position to be able to make a return attack. If you get 10 plus, you've succeeded without any sort of undue complications, and pretty much everything works off that. Your character sheet has like, in fact, I suppose they're called moves, but they're a bit like sort of feats or class abilities in D&D, but there's just all of them up to sort of like enough to get you up to level 20 are sort of listed on the character sheet, and each level you just go, oh, I want to take this ability for this level, and you just put a little tick in the box next to it, and all the rules are there on your sort of 2 sides of A4 character sheet. Everything you need to know, really. So
that's good.
You can just basically go to people, hey, you got a photocopy of your character sheet, there's all the rules you need. Rather than going, here are my 3 weighty tomes for this game. Which, don't get me wrong, I love D&D, I love 5th edition, I'm quite enjoying that. But if you do want to give someone a bit of a taste of what D&D is like without having to lug a small battalion of books around with you, or maybe that, especially as you were saying, like with Fate Accelerated earlier, if it's people who aren't used to role-playing or you want to ease them into it a bit, Dungeon World is an absolutely brilliant system. Or if you want to do a one-shot, you know, well, I don't want to go through the whole sort of like character genning process for D&D because it's just a quick one-shot. You can get up and running very quickly within sort of like 5-10 minutes, and like I say, it really does capture the sort of old school feel of D&D, but with new school mechanics. If that sort of makes any sense.
Cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. I only hear good things about Dungeon World.
Yeah.
Like many people like because of its simplicity. So I think that's essential nowadays.
It's just new though, right? Just seen it came out in 2012. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's fairly new. It was based on a game called Apocalypse World, which has the sort of same mechanics that came out a bit earlier, and that sort of post-apocalyptic sort of modern / slight future sort of setting. And then the people who did Dungeon World were like, oh, we can adapt these mechanics to D&D because they were D&D players. So, and it just seems to work really well.
Okay, cool. Jim, you back?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Attack.
you guys ready?
Sure, we're about to track down this guy.
Okay.
Almadak.
Okay. All right. Okay. So,
How far ahead of us is he time-wise at this point, Dave?
I'd say about maybe 15 minutes, roughly. Not very long, considering you know, that you guys were able to track him down to this system and then to this orbital platform. You guys are doing good. You can pat yourselves on the back. So far, so good, I think. There you go. Okay, so like I said, you guys are in this dimly lit corridor. Okay, so that's actually an aspect that will be a constant aspect that's going on. Shadowy corridors. You got that, Jim? Okay. All right. Okay. There's also well, I told you guys that you guys can also like hear the platform or the station kind of creaking around you, you know, as it kind of moves and settles, you know, on its tether, and through some of the like the various ports that allow you guys to kind of see outside, you know, that are kind of scattered to and fro. You guys can see that the electrical storm or what have you is still going on, you know, outside, and you guys can see kind of like the static electricity, on the surface of the platform as well too, you know, as you kind of look out. So you guys are, like I said, in a corridor. I'll assume that you have taken off your exterior suits, your gear, you know, and you guys are pretty much kicking this stuff to the side. And what's the plan?
Okay. So we're in these shadowy corridors. The station sort of creaking around us as it sort of settles down. I will be looking around for any sort of computer ports or way to jack into the orbital facilities, computer facilities, hoping that we can effectively use their internal sensors to try, with the medical information we got earlier, to hopefully locate him rather than just sort of bumbling around this station, hoping to bump into him.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, all right. As you guys kind of make your way up the corridor, you come to what appears to be some kind of like, I guess for lack of a better word, kind of like a security station of sorts, you know. And you see that there appears to be a panel there with a display that looks like it's just what Alex was looking for.
Okay, I'll sort of prise off the protective cover of the panel. Then he reaches up to like almost like a small plug on the side of the sort of metallic bit in his head, and sort of like pulls it out like it's on an extendable cord.
Mm-hmm.
Attaches it to one of the sort of sockets or the inlets in the panel, and his eyes sort of roll back into his head a bit as he starts trying to jack into the computer systems.
Okay, and then what exactly is Alex trying to accomplish?
I'm basically trying to create an advantage, which would be effectively we know where he is.
Okay.
Would be the advantage, so that we can get to him quicker, basically.
Okay.
Get the drop on him.
All right. Okay. Go right ahead. You get a quick. Well, actually, before you roll, as you jack in, you immediately are kind of like confronted with security protocol, and basically the programming is kind of querying you for the proper security codes, etc., etc. You know, as you kind of invade this system, just like kind of before.
Okay, not a problem. I'll try and work my way around that with a law roll.
Okay, and this will be a target number of 3.
Okay, well, I'm on 7.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. That's it. I am the law master. However, I am shite for anything else.
Okay. All right. So you get a boost from that. So you basically are able to. Well, I don't know. How do you circumvent that? You tell me.
Right, okay. What my character does is Alex effectively uses his knowledge of computer systems. He's a piece of company property himself with all the requisite serial numbers, data files, etc. So effectively what he does is he overwrites his own sort of internal profile to match one of the standard security subroutines that would normally sort of check the computer system and run sort of system checks in here. So the computer system thinks that he's just like another routine program doing its business and sort of checking out the sensors to make sure they're all working properly. And while it's sort of verifying that, he slides in, has a quick look around using the sensors, locates where this guy is, then pulls out quickly.
Okay.
Before his brain gets fried by it.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So let's see. So you what was that? What was the aspect again? I know where you are, or what was it?
We know where he is.
I got caught up too much in the narrative there. That was pretty good. Okay. Okay. All right. So it appears as though that Amadak is actually on the headed towards, I guess, what would basically be kind of like an engineering deck, you know, which is just kind of like a deck or so beneath you guys, below you guys, you know. And it appears as though, well, you don't know for what reason he's heading there, but that appears to be where he's headed. And since you rolled so well, you also get a glimpse of other entities that are also moving within the orbital platform.
Okay. You say entities?
Yes.
I'm assuming I'm sort of sensing the presence of non-human life forms on the ship on the station.
Some were non-human, others were other.
Okay. As I sort of disconnect myself, I'll say the fugitive is in Sector 5 of the medical section, and I'll give directions from where we are. Also registering the presence of several non-human life forms, possibly hostile, aboard the station. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to gather any further information. I had to pull out too quickly, otherwise the security programs would have neutralized me.
Okay. Here you go.
Then I'll just turn to the rest of them, since, as you guys will know, having sort of been knocking around with Alex for some time, when it comes to like finding out information and stuff on the computers, he's amazing. However, when it comes to actually making decisions outside of that, or setting any sort of plan in motion that doesn't involve interfacing with computer systems, effectively that bit of his brain seems to be sadly absent. So he's reported his information, then he'll just sort of turn around and look at you guys as if sort of like, well, what do we do next?
Okay, there you go. So Alex turns to the rest of you guys and gives you the look, like, okay, there's our sit rep. So now what?
Gauss, can Gauss see any physical signs or signage that he's gone through here? Possibly if he's encumbered, if he's moving quickly, meaning that he may be heavily armed and or armored, or anything of that nature.
Sure. Just one question. Did Alex give the information that there are some non-human entities running about?
Did he share that with the rest of us?
Okay, so
I did indeed.
So I look a bit shocked right now.
Is this something we're familiar with, like aliens? Does aliens exist in this world? Not really, just humans and synthetics. Okay.
Okay. That surely is disturbing, Alex. I look around and I do have. That would be a good result.
Okay, well, what are you trying to do, Enrique?
I'm trying to look for signs of our prey.
Oh, okay.
On a duck.
Okay, I understand. Okay. All right. So as you kind of peer about, you actually happen to see what looks like a fresh smudge of blood on the floor of the corridor.
Cool.
Wonderful. I get closer to it and I touch with 3 of my fingers. I scoop it up and I
just
sniff
3?
it.
Okay.
Just 3.
Okay.
The trigger finger kicks in.
Okay. All right. And it's actually, it seems to be surprising to you. It seems to still be actually warm.
Okay, even better. Okay, boys, there's some fresh blood on the floor.
Okay.
Is there anything unusual to the smell? A little more accurate, perhaps?
You got a good result. So, yeah, sure. Yep. We can say that. That it seems to be a little more. There's kind of like, or you're just smelling. You didn't taste it, did you?
No, just smelled.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Not licking blood. That's disgusting.
Hey, I don't know. You know how you trackers are. You guys got some strange habits. I don't know. It seems like it has almost a little bit of a different kind of like color or tint to it, actually.
Okay. I tell to the rest of my friends there's something very odd with this. The coloration, the pigmentation, the densities, it's a bit off. And the smell is funny as well.
The fugitive that we're pursuing does has been altered in some way. His physique has been changed by a company-sponsored program. The effect on the blood, maybe part of that.
That is kind of like not your assumption, but that is kind of what what I want to say. The information that you saw earlier, that was kind of what it hinted at, but it was not overt at saying that. Okay.
Yeah, that's entirely what I'm assuming based on my own character's involvement in shady company-sponsored things.
Yes.
He knows his chair.
Yep. So actually, Enrique, Goss thinks that there actually that the weirdness or the fact that this blood seems to be a bit off to him. It seems as though that it may be a reflection of the fact that this the blood has been biologically altered in some way. It's different, which you hate. You know you don't like that.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Biopharmaceutical companies, they like doing this kind of stuff with people. Set them free into the world, see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Wayland Corporation had done that to him. To be honest, and he's here to pay some debts.
Okay.
Alex, can you tell? You said that he was in engineering or near engineering.
Sector 5 of the engineering.
He was heading through medical, going towards engineering.
Going towards engineering. And is that engineering bay a dead end, or is there, once he's there, can we catch him there, or does that engineering bay lead out further?
Unconfirmed. I was unable to pull up the schematics in the short space of time I had on the system before the automated defense subroutines locked me out.
So I look at Alex. I say, "Point me to section 5. Which way is it?" And I kind of push our little tracker aside, getting a little frustrated with the lack of action here.
Okay. All right.
So I definitely want to get going in the direct, as the crow flies towards our target.
Okay.
Well, since we know where he is, I'll give the directions.
Okay.
All right. So I got 2 hands on my pistol, not drawn, but just ready to pull them at any moment. And I'm gonna take the frontal lead as we track towards that direction.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So with Ulrich at the head, you guys kind of make your way with purpose through these corridors. You can see that there are really no signs of life about you. But what you do notice is that here and there, as you guys kind of pass up the some of the open doors of some of the rooms to either side of the corridor, you know, you see that some of these rooms are apparently offices, you know. Give yourself a fate point, Troy. And you guys can see that there appears to be signs of like discord or possibly struggle or something going on. There's overturned furniture in some of these places. It looks like there's like some equipment that looks like it's been not put back up after use, you know what I mean? Some computer monitors look like they were left on, you know? And in some cases, it looks like to some of the more military-minded, well, I guess specifically Ulrich, you see signs of arms fire in the corridor itself, like in some of the floors, on some of the walls in some cases, you know? But no signs of any people.
And we can tell which direction they would have they would have continued on.
What do you mean, Troy?
Which direction the fighting occurred. We always see the place, but is there an immediate exit where we can continue on?
Oh yeah. You guys aren't stuck. Yeah, I'm just kind of describing what you guys see as you guys keep moving along. Yeah.
And there's no wounded individuals or anything.
No.
Any people.
Nothing like that. You
just
see no
signs of conflict and.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So you guys round a corner, and basically you are. It's very apparent, like plastered on the walls and actually on the floor itself. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like in many hospitals. They have like the color-coded lines that are either painted on the floor or on the walls to show you where to go for here, there. You know. Okay. So you guys have basically picked up and been following more or less a red line that's been on the floor that's pointing you to the medical portion of the platform. And once you guys pretty much cross that threshold and come into the medical bay, more or less, you guys see signs of overturned gurneys. There's like bloodied you know, blankets, you know, or coverings, you know, that are kind of scattered here and there. You see more like monitor stations or medical stations where, you know, someone was looking at a screen. Like one screen, you see it looks like there's like a bloody handprint on it, you know, and it's still kind of flickering, displaying like medical information about, you know, crewman so-and-so or so-and-such, you know. And it just looks like this place was basically a madhouse at one time. You know, there was a lot going on here. Okay, and it seems like you guys are hearing like the signs or the sounds of movement coming from further up the corridor.
Given that I'm a person that likes to be in the wild, do I recognize this as any sign of like an animal attack, perhaps?
You can make a investigate roll to determine, because you definitely hear it. You know it's there, but you're trying to figure out what it may be.
Okay.
And you got a target number of 3 for that.
And it's still out of sight, right? This is ahead of us still. We're just
it sounds like
immediate room.
It may be coming in one of the rooms off the side of the corridor.
Did we catch him?
I think so.
That is.
Excellent.
Okay, that's.
So that cancels out. So then your investigate is average, right?
No, my investigate is great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Ulrich. I'm sorry.
Yes, you're great. Nice.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So that would be a success then. Okay. So it does not sound like a wild animal, and in fact, it doesn't sound like any. How do I want to put it? Goss, to Goss, it sounds like some more or of like a mechanical movement. It doesn't sound natural. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds
Okay.
perfect.
I don't think so.
Okay, so what does Goss say or do or what?
Gauss looks terrified, basically. The thing he hates the most is like cybernetics. Like there's a cybernetic monster in front of him. He looks terrified, and he says, "There's something very unnatural in front of us."
Okay.
And he like points at it. That's not made of flesh.
Okay.
Define
Aren't you-
unnatural.
Aren't you a hunter?
No, but I've seen many creatures, and never seen nothing like that. Then I look at Alex. I don't mean to offend anybody.
No offense, you're free.
I'm not offended.
So who has the biggest gun in this room?
I have several guns and I'm ready to use them at
There
any
you
point.
go. All right, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go. I'm
And
gonna
I'm
go
def-
stand behind Ulrich.
Yeah, I'm keen to go out guns a-blazing and take out anything that would attack myself or my companions, being that I'm also very much a bodyguard and protector of people that are less physically and combatant than myself.
Okay.
Like me, I'm an old man.
Okay. All right.
And
So
I'm also a pretty large individual, even though I'm also middle-aged. I'm still standing at like 6'3", 230, 240, and jacked up from many uses of stimulants and drugs to hone my body into a fine fighting machine.
okay.
Without synthetics, just
All right.
all natural physique.
So on that note, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to compel your keep your carrot. I have a stick, as Ulrich is going to say, screw this and move forward to see what's going on in this room. So
I'm
you can
totally-
either say I'll take it, or you can say screw you, Dave. Here's a fate point. No way, I'm not doing that.
I will take the fate point and let you compel me to do that. Right?
Okay.
That's the way
Yes.
she rolls.
Yep, that's the way, man. Yep.
All right, cool. I'll take that fate point, and I
Okay.
will
So
gladly go out guns a-blazing.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys see Ulrich kind of grunt after Goss's kind of description of it being something unnatural up ahead and kind of shivering, and he moves ahead, guns out.
Oh, for sure. Actually, I'm
Okay.
going to go with my Bowie knives because I want to be silent.
Ah, okay, cool. Okay, all right, okay. And he moves up the corridor, and you see that the doors, you know, to the rooms and stuff, they're kind of like mechanical, you know, the Star Trek doors that slide, you know, open and close, you know. And as you move up to the door, it actually slides open with a low hiss, and a figure leaps out of the room and attacks Ulrich. Okay, so let's see here. You aren't surprised, okay, because you knew something was in there, but I am going to get the jump on you.
Which means you attack first.
Yes, yeah. For just this one attack, and then you guys can figure out what you guys want to do after this. So
David, can I actually suggest before we make that roll, can I actually suggest a self-compel here?
yeah.
Since the description we had of this thing up ahead was a slightly hysterical, it's something unnatural, which, given that my character is basically a sort of enhanced thinking machine with fairly little emotions, I don't think the fear of something unnatural will have bothered him. So I think he'll have quite likely followed Mongrel down the corridor. However, whereas Mongrel's being all stealthy and sort of doing his thing as he is, Alex, even if he did have emotions, which he doesn't really have a great deal of, is decidedly not stealthy. He's mostly built of metal. He's quite a big fellow. He'll probably be stomping down the corridor. So I'd like to suggest that the result of the self-compel will be that because I'm loudly stomping down there, sort of just behind him, that he'll have sort of gone past the door and it'll actually attack me as it first comes out.
Oh, wow. Okay, see, it's a good team member, man. Okay.
I also have a aspect that says So when you roll your defense roll, Alex, I want to roll I give him a +2, invoking my aspect, which is nobody beats up my friends but me.
You know what? Okay, I'll go with that. Okay. All right. So okay.
That's going to cost me 1, right, to invoke that aspect.
Basically, what we'll do is we'll.
I say wait till I've made the roll first.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
See what happens first. So first of all, John, you get a fate point. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and then I will make my fight roll.
So what was it again? Did we get to see what it was? What was it?
Yes, what you see is it looks like it basically looks, it's the size of like a mastiff, okay?
Like a big freaking dog, you
It
say?
basically looks like a big dog, but you see that it's hard to tell whether or not the dog has been cybernetically augmented or if
the robot was made to look like a dog.
Exactly. So it's okay. Very, very odd, you know. But what you do see are the gleaming, reinforced metal jaws that are attempting to latch onto Alex's jugular and rip it out.
Don't worry, Alex. I'm gonna boot this fucking dog.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my attack roll is a 4.
Okay, since I'm not very quick, I'll be relying on my enhanced sort of physique and toughness. So I'll do a physique roll for mine, which puts me on a total of +1, which takes me up to +4.
Okay, so you tied. All right, so okay, I get a boost out of that. Okay.
How about can I do my thing to give him the advantage there?
What was your aspect that you wanted to use?
My aspect was nobody beats up my friends but me.
So how would this come into play?
So as this dog comes charging towards Alex, who's like clumsily, hopelessly walking down the thing, like flanking me as I'm trying to sneak ahead. This dog comes charging forward and leaps forward. As it leaps, I want to like stick out my foot and kind of like kick it up against the wall.
All right, what I'll do is we'll kind of make this like a, and I'm doing this on the fly, but we'll kind of make this like almost as an assist. So go ahead and spend the fate point, and that'll give Alex a plus. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him the bonus. So that's fine. So he's
+2 now.
Yeah. So, but what happened is he doesn't take any damage or anything, but the beast is still atop him. Okay. All right. So we'll do it like that. Okay. So now
that's right. As Alex is portraying there, I kind of reach over and grab the maul of this mutt as he's about to like bite down on this heavily muscular bald dude. I kind of like grab him by the.
Okay, all right.
I kind of pull his head back as he's about to like bite into his jugular region.
Okay, all right. Hang on. Okay, so that's over with. Okay. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the top of the initiative ladder, so to speak. And what I usually do is I let, in this case, since it's not a boss, battle, you guys can go. Your group can go first. You guys just have to decide amongst yourself who's gonna act first.
I suggest I go last because, as we've already discussed, I'm very slow and lumbering.
Okay, all right.
And you're underneath the big 120 pound.
Exactly, you know what I mean.
So you guys can hear the sound of the servos in this creature as they pretty much are like replicating muscles, and they whine as you can see the creature's neck just it's trying to get at Alex's neck. And you can see the bluish eyes of the creature kind of like glow, and pulsate as it's moving closer and closer. So who's gonna go first?
Well, I'm already there, so I'll gladly go first.
All right, okay. All right. So what do you want to do? You want to grab it by the neck still?
Yeah, definitely. I want to try to pull it away from Alex and put Hit in a vulnerable position versus where we're at right now.
Okay, so
if I could pick this thing up and slam it on his back, so So it's in a vulnerable prone position.
Okay, so if you want to pick it up, I would say we'll just do a physique.
Okay.
Physique overcome. Okay, and you're going to need to beat a 3.
So let me just throw this at you, just for
Okay.
clarity's sake.
Okay.
I have Roid Rage, which is a stunt, but it's very specific. Are you able to alter your stunts on the fly, or they
No.
are what they are?
They're what they are. Yeah, they're what they are. But that doesn't mean that you can't create an advantage for your action on something and then do it next turn. Don't forget about that. You can do that, you know.
Okay,
since we're going in a sort of a non-specific order, is it possible for me to attempt to create an advantage for Mongrel and then him to use that on the actual animal?
If the advantage is, if it is broad enough that your team, sure.
Since it's some sort of cyborg / robot creature, and I'm underneath it, I'm obviously very familiar with cybernetics and robots, being cybernetic up myself. What I'm going to have been doing is, while I'm underneath it, I'm going to have been looking for where I believe the power source or the sort of power supply of it is located, with the idea that I can then sort of tell him, target this area, and that'll help him dispatch said beast and get it off the top of me, hopefully.
Okay. All right. So
could he invoke my focus, which I had earlier, which was my pick-me-up focus?
No, that's just for you.
Oh, okay, very good.
Alex didn't.
I'm trying to
partake.
That's true.
I don't need steroids as well.
So what skill are you going to use to determine the power source of this thing?
Okay, I was going with notice.
Okay.
Since I've not got time to study it like with my lore, I'm just sort of quickly looking.
That's cool.
So with my notice and a +1, that would give me +4.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
Notice +3.
Okay. So what's the advantage?
Okay, the advantage would be, let's see, I know where, target this location.
Okay, that's fine.
Those
lines.
It's balls.
That's pretty much what I'm going to shout out as I'm underneath it trying to hold it up.
Okay, so
target this location and point at a spot.
So what was your total, John? 4 or?
It was 4. My notice is +3, and I got a +1.
The cybernetic dog is not castrated.
So 1 free invoke on that is what we're looking at. Okay.
Take the free invoke.
Okay.
Target that location before it crushes me.
Okay. All right. So then, Troy, we're actually back to you then again.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and invoke that free one.
Well, you can roll first. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You got to remember. You get to decide later. But are you still going to grab it, or are you going to try to damage it this time? What are you trying to do now?
No, I'm going to try to put it in a position that Gloss here can get in on some of this action. So I'm going to kind of pick it up and try to slam it either against the wall or straight down on his back to put it in its most compromised position.
So still do a physique roll then, and you need to beat a target number of 3.
Very good. So my physique is at +3 as well.
Wow, man, I gotta up the. You guys are tough.
Oh, I gotta roll one additional one.
Oh yeah, roll one more.
Okay, so I roll -1 there, +3, so I'm at 2.
All right. So you didn't do it yet. You want to invoke anything now in order to give you a bonus to that?
Definitely. So as I was going in to grab this creature to get it around
or hang on, wait a minute. This is a good point to bring this up. No, this is good.
No, it's all learning for me. So
yes, exactly. Even though you failed, you can say, Dave,
compromise.
You could succeed at a serious cost if you want to.
No, I don't want this dog fighting into my flesh.
I'm just saying. Okay, all right. It's an option. Remember. Okay, all right. Go ahead. What were you saying?
So it's going to cost me 1, or we get a free invoke with the knowledge that Alex just dropped on me about this dog's.
Okay, so how does knowing about this dog's power source help you pick it up and slam it and put it in a
well, I'm gonna know where its torque is coming from. I'm gonna know where its mechanisms are angled to where its strength is.
Okay.
And I'm gonna discontinue its strength source. So if it's like hind leg strength, I'm gonna get its hind legs off the ground so then I can pick it up and like slam it. If that makes sense at all.
Troy, remember you're still hopped up on stems.
Oh
so
yeah,
you
definitely.
Still have the focus pick me up, but you would just have to pay a fate point to use it.
Right.
Since there's no more
to get an additional +2.
Right.
Yes.
So I want to do this with Stock. This is fucking awesome. So I'm gonna smash this dog as best I
Okay,
can.
so you're at 2 right now. Okay.
So I'm using the free one from Alex
So that
with
brings
his
you at 4.
knowledge,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna cash in the focus pick me up advantage that I had
Alright.
done earlier.
So that one's going to cost you a fate point, right?
Cool. So I'm down to 3 at this
Okay.
point.
So
So that's
that
giving me another additional +2, right?
Yep. So you
So
have
that's a
succeeded.
6.
You have succeeded with style. Okay.
Alright. So I reach down, grabbing
Mhm.
this dog in his hind legs, and with one arm, I kind of lift it up
Mm-hmm.
and grab it underneath it, between its 2 legs.
And you can like hear the claws kind of scraping on the slick floor. Okay, go ahead.
Right, so I kind of just like pick it up, and as I like superplex it backwards, as I also fall back, and you like hear me like just making this mad groaning growl as the roid rage and the stems are like causing my veins to protrude through my arms.
Okay.
I kind of like go back and like superplex this dog
Okay.
creature.
All
so
right.
it is beyond Alex at this point. He's no longer underneath his creature.
That's fine. Yep. Now, being that you did that, you succeeded with style. You get a boost. Okay. So
Cool.
by what you described, what do you think the boost would be? I have some ideas, but I'm just asking you to see if maybe you. So you suplex this thing.
So I think this dog is going to be scared of me now, even though it's cybernetic. I think it might still have some dog-like attributes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, if you got a mean-spirited dog, I don't beat animals, but I'm just saying.
Uh-oh. Okay. Easy on the suplexing, huh? Okay. All right. So, who wants to go next after Ulrich?
Is the beast still up?
We'll say that. Well, it's still. It's not destroyed, but basically Ulrich suplexed it like he said he did, and you know.
I mean, is it still up and moving, aggressive?
Well, it's attempting to rise. How about that?
Yeah, I was hoping it would be prone after that.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, but you know.
Okay, so what I'm going to do
He
is
doesn't have it grappled, so.
I'll jump in and hopefully set up Enrique. I'm going to use my deceive. I'm going to create an advantage called distracted, and I'm going to try to get the creature's attention and kind of turn its haunches back towards Gauss, so Gauss can hopefully finish it off.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, it's fine. Yep. Target number 2.
Because I don't think my mental buffoonery will work against the robot. So
The robot.
let's see here. Well, whatever it is.
I didn't get a picture for that. I forgot.
Okay, so I got a 4.
Okay, so that's a success.
So advantage has been created of distracted.
Okay, so not only is it
With a
scared,
free
but it's
invoke.
distracted now. Okay.
Okay.
And
Can
I'll
I?
kind of go ahead.
No, just you can
No,
go.
no, I was setting it up for you, so
Yeah.
it's all
Okay.
yours.
Do I need to use invoke to shoot down his power box? If I can try to use the target here.
You want to target the power source?
Yes.
Okay.
Try to blast it with my bolt-on.
That's fine, and kind of to reflect the fact that you're, targeting that kind of like weak spot, so to speak. Either you can create an advantage, or you can go ahead and shoot, or whatever you want to do, and you can use either if Troy doesn't mind, you can use his scared boost, or you can use the distracted advantage.
Well, didn't Alex
Oh yeah.
basically
Yeah.
he stated where the location was for the power box,
Yes.
but it doesn't have any free invokes. The
Yeah,
free
that's
invokes
right. Yeah.
don't. But the location would still be known.
Yes.
So Gauss could actually, for a fate point, get that.
He
as
can
well.
get that too. Yes.
Okay,
So
so
there's 3 different things you can do.
okay, I
Or
think I'll
stat.
try to use a fate point. Can I create the advantage perhaps discharged, so he's weaker,
Uh,
more sensitive?
yeah, you can. You could do that. Yeah, you can.
Cool. So I'm gonna use a small fate point for that.
No, you just roll. So,
Just roll.
how would you what skill would you be using in order
To create this advantage,
to create that advantage? Yeah.
I would use shoot. Try to put a bullet in it and see if I can. It's like the little rabbit that runs out of energy.
So, okay, hang on. Let's see. So, and here's the best way that I know of to do this. So, what by making this advantage, Enrique? What are you trying to say, or what are you trying to yeah? What are you trying to say about the creature?
Basically, I want to make it a little less apt to fight and less jumpy. Maybe it's easier
Okay.
to hunt it down if it tries to run away from
Okay.
Ulrich.
Are you effectively trying to
Or
take it out of action then?
uh, well, not out of action. It might have like another power source, like a secondary, but it wouldn't be as prone to attack us, and
Okay.
it probably would try to run away to preserve itself.
Okay. So that's fine. So how this will work then is that I think you could use your, it would make sense for you to still use your shoot, weirdly enough, to create this advantage. And by you doing that, instead of you actually, well, I don't know. If you shoot it and you do enough damage to it, you could give it the consequence of being, you know,
Dead.
well, not no, not dead, but what was the word you said?
Well, basically, when
Discharge.
you take it out, you can
Yeah,
explain how you take it out. So you could basically take it out and have it actually not get killed, but run away.
right.
It
Fair enough.
leaves the encounter. It's no longer
Right.
an
I mean,
active
what would
aggressor.
let me ask you this, Enrique? Why wouldn't Gauss actually attack the creature from your
Because he's
perspective?
terrified from that. He doesn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
His big friends say, attack here, that's what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But he basically is terrified of this monster.
Ah,
I never
okay.
see anything like that.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yep. I was just wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, he's just doing what he imagines is the best, but he
Okay.
doesn't really think he can kill it. A very odd creature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 1.
Okay. Okay.
It's very short.
Are you going to invoke any of the aspects that were floating around? The scared,
Target here?
distracted,
Target its location.
target its location. Thank you, Troy.
Oh, target's location.
Yep.
Yes. Can I use target its location?
Yes, you can. That will cost you a fate point to do that, I believe. And that will bring your total up to 3. And let's see here. Do you want to do anything else, or is that good enough?
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Okay. So you see, and what do you? How do you attack it? How does Gauss attack it? With his bolt rifle?
Yeah, I
Okay.
aim my bolt rifle at his power source or a small little box on his side
Mm-hmm.
and try to put a bullet in it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys see that Gauss quickly just looks down the sight of his rifle and squeezes off a shot, and you guys see a spark as the round ricochets off the side of the creature and explodes in a panel further up the corridor. Okay, sending a shower of sparks going all over the place. Now you didn't do any damage to it, but you do, Enrique, you do create a boost, which is a temporary aspect, and you said that you wanted to basically frighten the creature, more or less, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that would probably be the boost that we would use. Okay. All right. So Enrique went last. So now it's me. Okay, so all that creating advantages and everything else, you guys have a lot of stuff floating around. So I would say the next turn will probably be it, but we'll see what happens. The creature kind of like wriggles its way up, and it turns. And let's see here.
It's still distracted. Don't forget.
It's who?
It's still distracted.
Yeah, I'm making a roll here to see what I'm gonna do. Okay. It whines actually, and bolts down the corridor away from you guys.
Is there an opportunity to do a pot shot that's just running away before it goes around the corner?
Sure, you can.
Alright, so I want to do that. I want to use my Deadeye ability if I can after I make my roll. So I'm going to do a shoot.
Okay.
So, being that I don't have any weapons drawn at this point, I'm going to pull out my two revolvers. So these two black revolvers with these ivory or wood handled black revolvers with Darling 1 and Darling 2.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. As this dog goes around the corner, so I'm going to make a shoot attack.
Okay.
And depending on the roll, I'll add to it if I need to. So that's even. I got +3. I'm at 3 right now. 2 to good.
Okay. You needed a target number of 2, so that's definitely a hit.
Alright, so I don't know if the hit's just going to do the damage, yeah?
Yeah, you got 1 shift over because you got a 3, as opposed to the 2 target number. So you're going to do 1 shift plus whatever your revolver does.
You may as well use the frightened and distracted free aspects as well because it's going to be gone soon.
That's true.
That's going to bump it up 2 and 2.
Yep.
I'll do those, but they'll be gone then. So
yeah, it won't matter. Yeah.
But they're only relevant to this creature. Right?
Exactly. Yep.
So I'll use those, so that bumps it up to 5.
Okay, and you see, you take it out. So what happens?
All right, so you see Ulrich after Gloss is doing his attack on it, and the dog gets up and runs away. I'm like, move aside, rookie. And right, he's an old man too, so I do have some measure of respect for him.
Okay.
But he's obviously not accustomed to being in these types of surroundings, so he's out of his element a little bit. So I kind of like just nudge him aside, and as I do, I pull out the 2 guns and just look down the barrels of these 2 guns at this whimpering dog as it runs with its tail between its legs, and as it's about to go around the corridor, I just like unleash the 2 shots, and it just explodes in like oil and whatever is synthetic. So is it?
Okay.
Is it synthetic?
Yeah.
So I just kind of like just eviscerate this thing as it goes.
Okay.
Down the corridor.
And it slides up against one of the corridor walls, and comes to a stop. Knocking over a bunch of like furniture and stuff. Kind of, you hear it whine a little bit, and then it stops moving.
All right, we didn't find anything out about this dog. We don't know if it was security of the building itself, or.
Well, you guys didn't really get a chance to examine it much, so you don't know yet.
But it might still have that memory apparatuses inside.
Possibly, yeah.
Alex.
You're up.
Yes.
Check this thing out. Find out what it's why it was attacking, or even in this area.
Surely our number 1 priority has to be retrieving Amadak. Whilst we delay here, he is moving.
Right, and it was just the one figure, the one person that came from Amadak's ship, right? So this obviously isn't an ally of Amadak in any way.
Given that he appears to have been subject to some form of experimentation himself, perhaps this thing is either a god or a result of a similar experimentation. Either way, it's something we can look into further once we have apprehended an Amadak.
I concur.
Okay.
You are the intelligence of the operation. As I blow the smoke from my two guns, and
Okay.
put them back in their holsters.
And as you
That's correct.
say, I concur, huh? As Ulrich puts his honeys back into their snugly back into their holsters, keeping them safe, you guys hear a loud crunch, and the platform violently shudders, almost knocking you guys to your feet. Okay, and then things kind of settle back, but you can tell that the platform itself seems to be listing.
It would seem that something has affected the stabilization boosters of the platform. Suggests we proceed with urgency.
It has to be Amadak at the engineering bay. He's up to something.
Let's continue to his previous position as quickly as possible.
Okay. All right. So you. Oh, go ahead.
Off we go.
Oh. Okay. I thought were you going to say something, Jim, or no?
No, can we like secure some type of vehicle, like a little golf cart or something like that? No, seriously. I mean, if it's a huge platform, I'm sure people don't walk from one side of it to another. You know, there
We
may
need some
be
segways.
Yeah, some segues. Okay, sure. Yep.
If people are willing, I might have something to expedite our travel as well. So
Okay, go.
So you're not going to partake.
Oh,
So
no.
I start rummaging through.
Oh.
I start
I give a
rummaging.
black tooth green.
I don't believe that's the sort of speed he was referring to.
So my shaky hand as the previous stem is starting to wear off.
Starting to wear off. Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to wear off. So I start reaching in for something that will help us in this situation.
Okay.
So I have stems of various types. I have pills. I have inhalants. I have injections.
Injection? Oh my God.
I have all types. So the one in question, the one that would increase our speed, would be probably a inhaling device. So I pull out a little puffer.
Okay.
So a little solvent puffer thing.
Okay.
And I take a little hit myself, and I offer it up to the rest of the
Okay, so
the
roll your resources again, and what you're doing is you're creating an advantage.
No.
You're creating an advantage called speed boost, or
Sounds good.
You're crazy.
roll well, because if you don't,
The shivers are coming.
yeah, right. Speed for
So that's a -1 plus. I'm at it even right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you didn't create the advantage. Okay.
But can I invoke the? I've been here. I've done this.
What aspects do you have that you could invoke that would?
Oh, I want to invoke just that. Never met a stem I didn't like.
That's
So,
fine.
I've been here. I've done this. I've
That's
got
fine.
the most out of my drugs that have been in my possession.
And that would give you a 2. Okay.
Alright, so
Sure.
That's
Alright.
another fate point gone. So I'm down
Yep,
to.
that's another point gone. Okay. So that's a tie then. Okay. So that means you get a boost, 1 boost of that. Okay.
Cool.
Of that aspect. Yeah. That
Are
means
boost additives? Can they add up to multiple boosts?
well, it depends.
If I earned a boost earlier for a different action.
Well,
now I earn a
boosts are
boost
very temporary, so
okay.
they only usually last right at the heat of the moment.
Okay.
So in this case, you took a shot of this inhalant, so your physical abilities are enhanced by this. So we could say, well, perhaps I could move a little faster. I may actually be able to pull my gun out a little faster. I may be able to, do this or do that. We got a little narrative freedom with it, But so we'll just say that the high that you have from this aspect, it'll be just that. You'll just get your 1 shot at the boost, and then that's it. We'll let it sit around for a little bit.
Sounds good.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. So as John suggested, we'll call it speed freak.
Nice.
That's the aspect, okay? With one invoke or one boost. Okay. Okay. All right. So as you guys are moving, Ulrich is out ahead as usual, and you see that he's really almost pulling slowly ahead of you guys, as he really seems to be really anxious to to keep pushing the party forward. You guys can like hear furniture and different objects and stuff kind of like bumping up against the walls or crashing as they kind of like teeter off of tabletops and things of that nature, as the whole platform, you know, seems to almost be, it's really a kilter, you know, and kind of even more unstable than it was before. As you guys leave the medical area and head towards engineering, you guys pass up basically a huge kind of like full size height and length window, basically looking out down to the planet below, and you can see that Amadak's ship has actually almost severed the cord or the line, the space elevator, you know, structure, the skeleton or the, you know, the tether that goes to the surface below. It's almost cut it in half. You see that it appears to be like just a portion of the structure barely connected, still holding the platform in position. You guys understand what I'm trying to explain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any weaponry on, as in the platform's weaponry, on this side that could feasibly target the vessel?
It's possible, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure.
Okay. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get into the computer system, see if I can seize control of like a weapon on this side of the platform.
Okay.
Use it to destroy his ship before it completely severs us.
Okay.
Okay, right.
All right. So you just have actually you don't have to. Don't worry about rolling because you've been in there. You know the security protocols, so you're in, and you see that yes, there are some hard weapon, some gun points that you can actually direct at the vessel.
Okay. In which case, what I'd like to do is I'd like, as well as sort of targeting him and doing the shooting, I'd like to suggest that as a compel, that after I've done this, because I've been in the system for so long, the computer system, you know, I mentioned that the security protocols would sort of try and burn me out if I spent too long in there. I'm basically going to say that my character has to spend that long in there to aim the gun, fire it, so get shot.
See?
But then the compel will be effectively like burn out the sort of socket in my head, so until I get repaired, I won't be able to link into any further computers.
Wow. Okay, that's going to be actually 2 fate points. One of them for the actual compel that you're in the security system for as long as you are, and then to actually give yourself more than anything else the consequence of burnt out socket, or you know, however we want to call it. I'll give that to you.
Okay. Do you want me to put that as a mild, moderate, or something?
You can put that as a. I would say that probably a mild one, because that's pretty integral to your character.
Added that on, and I've added the fate.
What would constitute a severe then? Like,
oh,
my legs have been blown off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You'd probably be better off with that.
I feel like carry me to the nearest computer.
Exactly. I could drag your ass to the computer.
Okay. So I'll plug myself into the system, and again my eyes sort of roll back in my head as his body starts shaking, almost like he's having some sort of seizure. His muscles seem to like tense up, sort of pulling his arms towards himself as his eyes roll back in his head.
Okay.
Then as one of these lasers on the outside slowly starts to like swivel down towards the ship.
Okay, so what are you other guys doing while this is going on? While Alex is jacked in.
I am Well, I'm kind of letting my senses expand out
Mm-hmm.
and just making sure that we're not setting ourselves up for an ambush by Amadak. So
Okay.
once Alex jacks in and, you know, we're waiting on him to gather the information or do whatever it is that he's doing, you know, Amadak may jump from the rafters and start attacking in the shadowy corridor. So
Did
I'm keeping an eye out for
did
that.
hang on one second. Did Alex explain in detail what his plan was, or did he just jack in and start going for it? Being that it's a
I think given that I'm almost as much machine as a person, I'd have gone, time is of the essence. I
okay.
don't have time to explain this
Okay.
sort of stuff. It should be pretty obvious to them what I'm doing.
Okay.
After all, why wouldn't they be able to work it out? It's an entirely logical plan.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No one would be able to understand him anyway, even if he were to explain it. So I
Okay.
don't know. Maybe Gauss, he's an engineer. So
Okay. Okay. All right. So there you go. So Kane is just trying to basically stay on watch more or less as Alex jacks in, and then so what do we see Gauss? What's he doing as the floor, as he can feel the station kind of move underneath his feet and rock kind of back and forth. What's he doing?
Well, right now he's really scared about his friend. He tries to support his friend's great weight in case it like shifts, given that the platform's moving.
Mhm.
So he tries to hold on to it, hold him in place.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. And then what's Ulrich doing?
Ulrich's starting to feel the effects of these two huge stimulants he's taken in short order in the last 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
So he's having a bit of a. I'm going to do a compel against my skeletons in the closet.
Ooh. Okay. So how's that work? What's that
All
gonna
right,
do?
so as I kind of go into like a catatonic state from this overdose of these drugs,
Oh boy. Okay.
not pretty. So you see this blank look come over my eyes, and I'm kind of staring off into space, not looking at Alex or in the direction of any of my companions.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind's eye, I'm gone back to this dark place. Just a month ago, I was on a mission to do an assassination for a ambassador for Delta Prime that was at this trade conference.
Okay.
So
I didn't know you did wet work too, man. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is like
that's his spare time.
this is back.
Multitasking, man, multitasking.
So I'm in my hand at the same time as I'm going through this flashback. I'm kind of like rolling around this trapezoidal shape piece of platinum. So this highly valuable piece of raw material. So I'm kind of like rolling this around in my hand as I'm in this catatonic state, just staring off in space as these drugs go coursing through my hand.
Okay.
And in my mind's eye, I'm back to this platform as I'm looking at this assassination mission for this ambassador, right? So as I'm looking down at this platform, I've already set up the bomb on his shuttle ship that's going to take him back to his interdimension or interplanetary ship. So I've already got to set up this assassinatory bomb. But so I hear him and his significant other coming out of the space dock, going out to their shuttle ship. But what I don't realize is that they have their little daughter with her. This was never in the plans. And she's singing "Ring Around the Rosie," pocket full of posy, and she's running around her parents in this circular fashion. And then all of a sudden she drops down, and I'm sitting there with the detonator button. Should I do it?
Oh.
Should I do it? So she continues with a little song. So this song is constantly playing in my head, even when I'm not on the stems. So right now, for some reason, I don't know what triggered it, but all these emotions are going through me, and I'm like sitting there, just cutting that cat in a state. And so the button was pushed.
Oh, okay.
Regret has stayed with me ever since, and I always hear this song playing in my head. So I'm sitting there right now with this piece of platinum rolling around in my hands, and the glint of the material is like flashing across my eyes as I'm staring off in this blank space.
Nice. Okay. All right.
And this song is playing in my head.
Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. So go ahead. That you get the fate point for that compel then, and the nice story. That's great. Yeah.
Not nice. Not nice.
Well contrived. How about that?
Alright,
That was a good
cool.
story. Great story. So John, Alex, without any kind of issue or hesitation, is able to bring the guns online, and they obliterate the ship. Yeah, they just take it out. It just disintegrates basically. Okay, and you can see the few from this distance. They look extremely fragile and delicate, but you know that the beams and the girders are at least the thickness of like 2 men at least. But they just look, in the situation that you guys are in right now, they just look like strands of like hair almost, you know, barely holding the station, you know, intact, you know, to the planet's surface.
I think that after the sound of the sort of the lasers firing, because as we all know, guns somehow make noise.
Noise and smoke. Right.
We all know this. It's future. They've got future technology. As the sort of sounds finish, like that, it's mirrored by like the sound of like another explosion, like inside, just like a very small one. And Alex sort of like reels backwards, sort of pulling the cable out of the thing. It's just like a shower of sparks.
Oh.
It erupts from basically his face, and he sort of staggers backwards, almost like the robot out of Lost in Space, with his arms sort of waving about, and then just sort of like crashes down to the floor. Sort of like making it a strange sort of noise.
Okay, Enrique, you feel this massive weight that all of a sudden is in your arms as Alex goes limp. What do you do?
Well, I try to hold him. That's not gonna go well.
Okay. All right. You feel that his weight is slowly, you know, bringing you down to the floor. Are you gonna go down with him, or are you gonna just drop him like a sack of potatoes?
I try to put his weight on my shoulder. If it's still too much, I'm gonna try to ease his falling.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. So all of this is pretty much happening at the same time. Jim, make a what would basically be, would it be like almost like a psionic or psychic notice? Are you able to like detect? Is that just to detect like surface thoughts, or are you able to detect even more than that?
Well, the mind probe is me detecting targets' aspects.
Okay.
So I can basically see what their aspects are.
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a true, you know, like telepathic power.
Okay,
Can I just check? Is that connected with my character's current position?
What's that?
The David was asking you about the mind thing. Is that connected with my character's current state? Because I was going to say, if it is, then obviously I have actually just got the new aspect of burnt out computer sockets as a consequence. Right. So that is actually detectable via the mind link thingy.
Are you able to detect that he's got something going on? I guess that's what John's asking. You'd have to focus on him and
yeah, I just have to, you know, basically it's an empathy roll. If they're resisting, it's against their will. And
so,
it's basically an attack. If I win, I'm able to ascertain one of their aspects.
Okay. Yep. There you go then. Okay.
Or I can pay a fate point and make a declaration
and do it. Yeah.
And give them one.
If effectively, I'm sort of like going through my reboot sequence. So
there you go. Okay. Okay. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Okay. All right. That's fine. So Jim, when you said that Kane was kind of keeping watch, so to speak, that's what I was kind of getting at. Is this just using his typical human or normal notice abilities, or is there something deeper to it? Is basically what I was asking.
Well, like I said, when I was designing the extra, I didn't make it so that he was like supersonic.
He has no psionic radar of sorts. Right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right. you hear movement coming from the corridor from medical behind you guys, essentially. Kane does.
Okay, what do I see?
As you kind of crane your neck and look, you see that there appears to be multiple figures coming towards you guys out of the shadows, and they appear to be an abomination of some sort of human forms that have been severely augmented by various forms of cybernetics and such.
Okay. Are there? I mean, how many are there? A handful?
Yeah,
More than a couple?
there appears to be more than a small crowd. How about that?
Okay. Are they armed?
You don't detect any armaments, but you'd see nothing but kind of like you also don't see any kind of humanity in their faces, if that makes sense, as they quickly move towards you guys' position.
Okay. I'll yell out.
All right. So as
What do you yell out? Okay.
as Kane yells out, I want to try to taunt if I can. Can you do that in this game if I use my provoke skill?
Yes.
To encourage these creatures to come to me and not my psyops friend or my other allies.
Okay.
So that is if I'm out of my catatonic state at this point. From my...
Well, that's what I was gonna say. This as Kane sees this, pretty much what has happened is that Alex is in his reboot sequence. Gauss is trying to, has just lowered him down to the floor. Ulrich is just finally coming out of his catatonic state, and that's when Kane sees these figures that seem to be quickly moving towards you guys. So, yes, you can attempt to taunt them if you want, but as you look and see, it appears as though that you realize that you guys will quickly be overrun if you guys don't basically hot-foot it out of here.
There's too many.
Yeah.
All right, good thing I have that speed freak thing. that last skid of
or just a freak.
And Jim, I lied. Actually, yeah, you do see that. It appears as though some of them are armed with some type of weaponry, though it looks quite strange to you.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push one with a weapon and implant a telepathic suggestion.
That's what you guys see.
That.
Jeez.
I'm going to put in a telepathic suggestion that friends are enemies and enemies are friends.
Oh boy.
That's the aspect that I'm going to create.
Okay.
In their mind. So it's basically a rapport to create the advantage, and I guess they would resist with their will to set the difficulty.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead then.
So that's a create an advantage.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so 2, 1, 3.
Jim seems to like to create the advantages. That seems to be a go-to.
Well, it works.
I'm not a fight-oriented person, and there really hasn't been anything that I could really mind melt, that
cool.
I feel. So I got
one of the 4 actions you can do. Again, I'm just talking out of character here. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to grasp the game a little bit. So create an action or create an advantage is definitely a very valuable action of the 4 that you should always be keeping in mind.
It's another strategy.
Yeah, one of the things is that you want to create advantages so that somebody could actually finish things off. If everyone is creating advantages and no one's actually doing an attack action or a definitive,
it's not progressing. Yeah.
Right, it's not progressing. Yeah.
But you're stacking it so when someone does do something, you can lay it all on there at once.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically,
Make a cumulative
it basically
build-up.
rewards you for it rewards you for sort of a bit of forward planning, and it also encourages you to sort of act as a team, pretty much.
I like that a lot. That's awesome. That's really great.
Okay, so one of them has the.
Is 3 your result? That's it?
3 is my result, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Okay. So that's a tie, so you get a boost.
Okay, so the boost is going to be enemies everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll just begin, hopefully, attacking whomever is near it.
Okay, got it.
And it's only going to last for a quick moment.
So
hopefully enough time to beat our retreat. There
you go. So basically, you see a number of them. They basically turn on one another and begin. You see you hear the whine and the release of energy as these strange weapons that they're using go off. And others are actually physically grappling with other ones. Okay, so now what?
We need to try to move Alex's big ass.
Alex is stirring. He's coming too.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'm probably the biggest and most physically able to assist with that as well. So I'm definitely quite keen to assist.
Yeah, I have physique of 0. So
Kane is already there on site with Alex. So I can.
All right, here
we could do like a fireman carry and like shoulder, arm over each shoulder and like
there you go.
drag his Russian ass out of there.
Okay. All right. Okay. So so who's doing the carrying then? You and Goss?
I will do the heavy lifting, and Kane will do just to stop him from. No, sorry, me and Goss. Yeah.
Goss. Okay.
I'll do the brunt of the lifting, and Goss will just do the manipulation, so that his head doesn't like bang off of like apparatuses as we go through.
As I'm sort of being carried, I'm imagining sort of like legs like dragging along behind, sort of on the ground as they're like carrying me off.
Very good. Okay.
In a sort of slurred voice as I'm sort of waking up, I'm going to basically try and give them sort of, since I know where Amadak was originally, I'm going to try and give them like an alternate route from memory so we can sort of run away but still be getting nearer to where Amadak is rather than just sort of like, we've ran to the opposite end of the station that he's at.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually compel your consequence that you have, and you guys hear Alex. His words are very slurred, and he seems to be repeating himself a lot. It's almost as if most of you guys
he got hacked.
Huh?
He got hacked.
Right, exactly. Kind of like I was gonna say Max Headroom, but most of you guys don't know what that is, probably. But yeah, he's kind of he's kind of repeating his words, and it's just as if he's not able to his cognizance is not back to 100%. So long story short, it's really hard for his instructions to come out and for you guys to understand them 100%.
Yeah, I'll take that fate point and accept that compel.
Okay, all right, okay.
Probably that like left.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, Jim, since Kane seems to be the only one that is, unhindered, so to speak, we're going to assume that you're out in front, pretty much trying to interpret Alex's instructions, okay, and lead the crew out of there. All right. Is that good?
That sounds good.
Okay, all right, fine, okay. There's also the aspect that's going on called unsteady footing as the platform sways still, okay? It's almost like being in a I can't remember the name of the ride at the amusement park or whatever, but it's almost like the floor is just constantly like tilting one way or the other, I guess it's almost like an extreme earthquake in a way. As you guys maneuver through the corridors headed towards engineering. You guys are actually able to apparently leave those mechanoid creatures behind as you guys travel onward, okay? But you guys are still hearing the signs of possibly the station almost deteriorating around you. You know how when I first told you guys how you guys would hear creaking and groaning and everything? Well, it's 10 times worse, and as you guys pass up some of the port windows or whatever that let you see outside, you guys see debris. So obviously parts of the platform are kind of like floating away into space, and actually others are going down into the atmosphere as the gravity of the planet, hangs onto it, so things aren't looking good. All right. You guys make it to engineering, okay, and it appears as though the door ahead of you seems to not want to open as Kane waves his hand in front of the sensor to open it up. It flashes red.
Okay. I will quickly run towards the lock or the electro lock where you punch in the code.
Okay,
and I'll try to fiddle with the wires.
So Goss, he leaves, and let's Ulrich take the brunt of Alex. But Alex, at this point, you think you can stand on your own. You're not. You're just.
I'll sort of steadily.
Yeah.
Stumble to my feet, sway a bit, and then sort of stand up. His voice will still be sort of quite slurred, and he occasionally repeats himself.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So Enrique, you're there. You're in front of the door, the panel. What are you gonna do?
Okay. First off, I hit it with my machete and I open like the panel.
Okay. There you
and
go.
I take like a small wire cutter I have. I start cutting some wires.
Okay.
And start like making like makeshift connections.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Quickly.
So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna need to get 3 successes. Okay. And as if we're watching a movie, you guys see. Or
Don't
the
cut the red wire.
right. No, you guys actually see that and I'll call them mechanoids because that's what came in my mind. You actually see that they are still lumbering up the corridor behind you guys, and that basically this is a race against time. So
can I make a roll to give our would-be lockpicker an advantage, since obviously I'm familiar with technical systems and I now seem to be able to actually stand on my own and speak. So although I'm not sort of up to actually doing it myself, I can sort of tell him which wires to cut and whatever, just using my knowledge.
Yes.
And as Alex lumbers forward to help Octavian with his task, I'm kind of like trying to make a physical wall barrier with myself and my 2 pistols with these mechanoids that are approaching. So I'm kind of like the barrier between the boys.
So are you going to try to physically hold them back, or are you going to, what do you, I don't understand.
I will shoot them as they approach, but
okay.
I'm just making sure even if they overcome my shots, they have to come through the physicality that is me before they get
Okay, so...
hang on, John, hang on. So basically, Troy, what you're doing is you're actually creating an advantage as well.
Flesh wall.
Well, I mean, you're basically, as you see them coming, you're going to take shots at them. Is what
That's right. I'm definitely going to take pot shots as they approach.
Okay, so that's that's pretty much a. You basically want to have what do you want to call it?
Covering fire.
Yeah, we could call it.
Covering fire is good.
Yeah, that's fine. So you want to do that, and basically what I'll do is that your target number is that you're going to have to beat whatever their kind of like physique is to kind of represent the mass of them, moving towards you. Okay.
There's an abundance of them, so I'm just trying to slow their progress. More so than take out individuals.
That's fine. Okay.
Hopefully, some of them will trip over the fallen comrades and like slow the onslaught to give these guys, Enrique, a chance to get done what he needs to do.
So we'll.
Gauss used to always say that locks hold no secrets from him.
That's right. Yeah.
Now's your chance to prove it.
So let's see. Let's do this in order. Let's do Troy first, then John. We'll do you, and then that'll all be set up for Enrique to do his thing. Jim, is Kane doing anything?
Well, as I'll support Ulrich. So as the mechanoids are moving in, I'm going to reach out and see if my mental assault will work on them.
Okay.
To help give Alex and Gauss time to circumvent this lock.
Okay, so and how are you going? Are you going? Is this basically a assist to him, more or less, or what?
No, it's a mental attack.
Oh, you're actually going to do a mental? Okay, all right, okay, all right. Is this? Are you creating advantage or anything? Or are you actually just doing a mental attack just to see?
I do a mental attack to see if it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll do Troy, then we'll do you, Jim, then we'll do John, and then we'll do Enrique. Okay, so Troy. All right. So with your shoot, you want to create what was it? Covering what was it called?
Covering fire.
Covering fire. Okay. All right.
Well,
Covering fire.
So I can't invoke that because I'm trying to create that with.
Well, you have to create it first. Yeah, you have
Okay.
to make it. You have to make it so first. Okay.
So with my shoot, I'm at +5.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's without invoking anything. That's just straight up.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Are you done? Is that it?
I would really like to create as much advantage here or
So what
with
else?
style as possible.
What else do you want to do then?
Well, I can do dead eye shots, so I can like shoot at the kneecaps of some of these mechanoids and try to create a wall of mechanoids so they can like crawl over the fallen comrades to get to.
Now, dead eye. Okay, yeah, to create advantage. There you go. Okay.
Dead eye says +2 to create advantage when you.
There you go. Okay, so that'll give
I'm
you
up
what?
to +7 at this point.
Okay, so you're at 7. Okay, is that it? Are you good?
Should I go further, fellows?
I don't know.
The only other thing I have is Heavy Hitter, which lets me create. If I succeed with style, and that's only on fight though, so that doesn't. So that's all I got.
Okay, all right, that's all you got. Okay.
Well, don't forget that you're still stemmed up.
Oh yes, I do still have
You
want to use that?
You could spend your speed freak.
You want to use that?
Sure.
Or
Why
do you want
not?
to save it for later?
No, I'll use it now. I'm all about now, man.
Okay, so
No,
that boost is gone then. Okay.
I might not get another golden opportunity like that, so I'm at
up to
9.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now are you done?
I don't know. Let me see if I got something else here. That was my pick-me-up.
Yep.
Dimly lit corridor. These things are probably not. They probably have dark vision of some sort.
Right. Yep.
And my speed doesn't really work because I'm sitting here shooting at these things.
You could unsteady footing. You could.
That's what I'm using. That's what I'm going to use against him. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It'll wash. It'll wash.
You'll spend a fate point for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay at that. I'm at 9 right now, Dave.
Okay. All right. Okay. So.
So I pull out Darling 1 and Darling 2 unleashing on these freaking mechanoid
that's
robotic
fine.
creatures.
Yeah, that's fine. So it really doesn't even matter if I compel unsteady footing, which I was gonna do, but you're good. So you succeed with style. Okay. So you create that aspect, and you get 2 free invokes of it. Okay.
The covering fire.
Covering fire. Yep. And then what's your shoot skill normally?
My shoot skill was +3.
+3. Okay. All right. Okay.
So my goal was again to just make a pile of robotic
bodies.
Exactly.
Okay,
Just
that's cool. Okay.
slow it down so Enrique can do his whatever he's doing.
I know, right? He's got
the guy from the woods trying to jerry rig his door or whatever he's doing.
Okay. Okay. All right. Jim.
Okay, I will reach out with all of the hate and anger that I have in my mind and
Hate
focus.
leads to the dark side.
Well, hey, you can't get much darker. And I will make a mental attack, and I use my provoke against their will.
I am going to compel your subtlety is its own power. Yeah.
Well, I don't have anything to resist you there.
Okay, all right. So
take
the fate point.
Take the fate point, and I'll change my tactic to something more subtle than an outright attack.
Okay.
And I will attempt to create a telepathic suggestion of empty corridor.
Ooh, okay, that's good. Okay. Okay.
All right, so that becomes a rapport create advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have much to draw on, so let's see. Let me clear.
I think I said before that they had a will of 3, I believe. So.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is a 2.
Mm-hmm.
and I will
Come on.
invoke my subtlety is its own power.
There you go.
To
Yep.
compel it.
Yep.
So I'll bump it up to a 4.
Okay, cool. All right, so you do it. Okay, so you get the aspect with 1 free invoke.
All right, so empty corridor is the
Empty
aspect.
corridor. Okay, all right, okay. So empty corridor. Cool. Okay. All right, John, you're up.
Okay, splendid.
Come on, guys.
Okay, that puts me on a.
Oh wow,
plus,
good roll. Man.
That puts me on a. I'm trying to use I'm using resources, which is a slightly lower roll.
Okay.
Mainly because it's my knowledge of like the company resources and being a company resource myself,
Yep.
which is 2 plus 3 takes me up to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got plus 2 to create advantage using resources when acting on the interests of the company.
Okay.
Obviously, we're trying to get to this dude. So,
okay.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the roll.
Okay. Wow.
Good.
Okay.
And I'm going to create the advantage of cut the blue wire. I'll be sort of slumped behind you, sort of probably like leaning on your shoulder or something. Cut the blue wire.
Very good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, Enrique. All right. So now.
Okay.
And that's got 2 invokes, right?
That's got 2. Yep. 2 free invokes. Yes.
2 free invokes. Okay.
Okay.
So,
all right. So now you are trying to rig this door open. So you're using your burglary, right?
yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So your target number, just because of the difficulty of this, will be a target number. It's only 3. Okay. So now what we're going against is basically you're fighting against the creatures that are coming up the corridor behind you. Okay, pretty much is what you're doing, and kind of the difficulty of the door itself too, thrown in there if that wasn't enough. So go ahead and on your first roll, you go ahead and make your burglary roll. And see what you do, and then you can decide what you want to do after. Oh boy, okay.
That was
Oh boy. Goss's hand is kind of shaky.
Invoke everything.
Okay, so what's your result on that roll, Enrique?
that was a fair result. No,
Fair,
no,
so that's a
average.
2.
Average.
Okay.
1.
Oh, 1. I'm sorry. Okay, 1.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry.
Okay, so now you needed a target number of 3. Okay, so what do you want to do to bump that up, or do you want to spend a fate point and re-roll it first?
I think I'm gonna first use the cut the blue wire.
Very good.
Aspect.
Very good.
I look at Maximov and I say, "All right, big guy, let's try that."
Okay, so now
And I click it.
that's a tie. Okay, so that means that you succeed. Okay, but it's still at a minor cost. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that's a good. That's 1. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's 1 out of 3. Okay. All right, so now the creatures make their lunge forward. So Ulrich has a shoot skill of 3, okay, which is my base target number. All right, but then I've also got he's also got covering fire, which basically he can kind of use that as a compel actually against me. And then if someone wants to pay for it, we've got the unsteady footing. And then actually, I'm going to lose. Jim, how many invokes did you get with Empty Corridor? 1?
Just 1. Yes.
Just 1. Okay, all right. So do you want to use that now?
Okay, hold on. Explain to me what's going on. So
basically, all the advantages that you guys have made are going to be basically compels against these creatures, more or less.
Yeah, I definitely want to use the covering fire myself to block the creatures from getting shots at Octavian for sure.
So the creatures are moving forward, and pretty much what's happening is that Goss is trying to get the door open before they get there.
Is Troy's covering fire being overcome by them?
Yes, they're trying to push forward. Yeah,
so they have to overcome his covering fire in order to get to us to attack.
Yes, yes. And then there's also the mental suggestion that you've thrown in there of empty corridor, because if the corridor's empty,
They're
Why
not
did they? Right.
motivated to come forward.
Exactly. Right.
So I'm going to cash in one of my covering fire in free invokes
But
to.
the corridor is empty. I don't have to invoke it. That's established.
Okay, so
It's not I invoke it to make it empty.
If there's
they have to overcome that
with their will in order to do that. Okay,
right.
all right, okay. So then that supersedes everything then, basically.
Right, and then what I can do is I can use the invoke to increase the
difficulty.
Yeah, well, I can invoke that for because basically it's going to be an opposed roll.
Yes.
And they need to overcome it.
Yes.
And
so you can kind of compel that.
Right, I can use it.
All right. So what is your what's my target number?
Your target number is going to be my rapport.
Okay.
Which is fair.
Okay.
And
so
I'm going to invoke so it's going to be.
I didn't roll yet. No.
No. What I'm invoking is to increase the difficulty.
Oh, okay.
The overcome roll. Okay. So it'll be a overcome roll.
4. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So they have a will of 3, and there you can see their eyes, and some of them have like some of their eyes have been augmented like with lenses, and some of them have like it looks like possibly like motion detection or heat detection or could even be pheromone detection. You don't know. They're all pretty much like a mishmash of various kind of like experimentations and things. Okay, so 4 target number you said. So
exactly.
So I tied. I got a 4. Okay.
So they didn't overcome.
Well, a tie, since I'm the active, since I'm doing the overcome, I tied, so it counts as a success with a minor cost, technically. Which in this case, we'll have to say that, yeah, the way I did this is kind of awkward, but we'll say that they don't, because it's not a true success. We'll say that they aren't able to. Well, they definitely don't. They do shake off the suggestion, but the minor cost is that they mill around in the corridor and they don't make any progress towards you guys. How about that?
So you're doing a challenge as well. I mean, challenge in the background.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
So they don't make any progress.
No. Okay. So you guys are one ahead, basically. Long story short.
Because they had to waste their turn to overcome.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. Yep.
I see where you are.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
cut the other blue wire.
Okay. All right. Okay. So right. So next turn. Is anybody else doing anything? Everybody's pretty much holding their position except Enrique. Are we focusing in on him? Is he the narrative focus still?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Okay, Enrique. Target number of 3. Do your magic. Make it count.
Okay. That was a target number of 3, a tie.
Okay. All right. Do you want to invoke anything to boost it up?
Yep. I'm gonna look at Asimov again and snap the other blue wire. You sure, right?
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Blue is my favorite color.
Right. Okay. All right. So now, Troy, the creatures are moving forward again, and Ulrich starts opening fire. So they need to overcome his covering fire in order to. And we'll just say that you are hitting the creatures, and you see that there are bodies slowly accumulating, in the corridor as they're slowly pushing themselves, and they begin moving forward. Again, once they lock onto you guys' position, okay? So I've got a base target number of 3. Now, do you want to use any of your invokes of covering fire to boost my target number up?
I indeed. Yeah, I have 2 free ones, so I will use one.
Okay, all right, because you can only
I can't
use one
stack.
at a time. No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right.
So that my empty corridor is gone, right?
Yes, that's gone, Joe. Yeah. Yep, because you used the invoke and everything. Yep. Okay.
Now this is just against you, right? This is not a physical attack for myself.
No. I just gotta roll this and try to beat your 5, which I'm sure I probably won't do.
Cool.
But is there anything I can invoke to do it? I can invoke quality visual sensors. I'll invoke that. So Troy, you'll get a fate point. I may not need to do it, so hang on. Let me roll and see. No, I don't need to do it.
Oh my god. Really?
Okay. Okay.
It's a next year's model.
Right. Okay. So.
It's one of those fuck you gym techs.
So with a surge, they move ahead as they quote unquote smell blood, and they start coming up the corridor, almost like howling in anticipation of adding some more fleshy beings to their population. Okay, so 2-1. Okay, so next turn, Enrique, it's you.
So there's two got over the wall and are upon me. Is that what you're saying?
No. You guys are 2 successes to their 1. So if he can make this next success, you guys are in. You guys are in there.
Gotcha.
So cut the blue wire is all gone, right?
Yeah, he has to pay for it if he wants to use it. Everything, yeah. And there's 1 covering fire left, free invoke. Okay.
And there's also one we know where you are.
Oh yeah.
And I have nobody beats up my friends but me, so I can still put my body in front of Enrique and the
if it comes to that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I got a great success.
Great success.
There you go.
All right, there you go then. Okay, so it doesn't matter what they do. The door. Okay, so Enrique, what happens?
Basically, I start like sparks start flying off everywhere as I cut the blue wires and connect another ones and the yellow ones and the green ones. Then I start hitting through blue wires, giving static, and the door starts slowly opening.
Ah, okay. All right, okay. All right, so as the door starts slowly opening up, you guys can start squeezing through. Okay?
Can we close it?
See, there you go. That's the issue. Okay. He got a 5, so that gives him a. I'll say that he has a boost, so he may be able to put an aspect on there that may help you guys out if he wants to. But you guys can get through the door. As you guys start going in, and I guess Ulrich would kind of be backing in, his gun's still out, you guys can. You guys see that you're in engineering, and in actual engineering, there's a you guys can like see that you're in the central hub of the platform, and that there's actually within the I guess nacelles, is that right, Jim? Of the station itself, pretty much the power or the nerve center of the station itself, you see that actually beneath you guys are kind of up on a platform. Beneath you guys see the skeletal structure of the actual space elevator that's leading down to the planet's surface. There's also like other you can hear like the whine of all types of like magnetic servos and everything else like that would, you guys know, that would like control the gravity of the station and everything, and pretty much all of this is kind of like the nerve center of the platform. Okay, making his way towards the access, it's kind of like a catwalk to the space elevator. You guys see Amadak, okay? And you see that he has just dispatched what looks like a Mechanoid that was on the catwalk in front of him, and around the floor you guys can see the bodies of some other Mechanoids that apparently were in him with him that he has taken out, okay?
We know where you are!
You guys see that he has a. You guys see that he has a what looks like a type of like a piece of metal, like something he just maybe picked up or something, and he's using it as a club, and you see he's just like kind of like whipping it around at these mechanoids, and just like you guys can even hear from this distance the bang and the clang of metal upon metal as he's just kind of like brutally just kind of like knocks them to the side. This guy's about like maybe about 6 feet tall, you know. He's wearing what looks like to be kind of like a ripped kind of like jumpsuit, you know, that's orange and black, and you can kind of like see the shine of his bald head, you know, as he's sweating, and you can like see the muscles in his back, you know, as he's just like just physically just like knocking these things around as he's trying to make his way to the space elevator. What do you do?
Can I make a create advantage roll here?
Yes, you can.
The idea of what I'm going to try and do is, since like as we know my actual computer socket is burnt out.
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the power cell out of my cybernetics.
Yeah.
Which normally is obviously very stable, and it's got all manner of sort of contingencies built in to prevent it sort of having any unpleasant sort of overloads. They're detached from all that. My plan is basically to almost like a sort of improvised grenade. It won't actually do him any damage, but sort of throw it on the ground in front of him. It'll sort of go up with a load of sparks and a big bright flash to basically create an advantage of like shell shocked or something similar.
Very good. Okay. And just so you guys know, he is in the next zone, so to speak, you know. So if you want to get to him, it'll take an action for you guys to actually get over there to him. But you can throw stuff. He can be shot, you know, whatever. Okay. All right. Okay. And what else? What else? Anyone else want to do anything?
I'll yell out his
We
name.
do. We do still have the Amadak medical info free aspect there as well, so you guys can.
Well, do we still have that information? If it was in Alex's brain, Alex downloaded it. I mean,
that's a good point.
He just made a bomb.
Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, he did. He sure did. He just turned it to a bomb, a mind bomb. Okay.
I'm going to try to mind probe him from here.
Ooh, man. Okay. All right. And then Enrique, what's Goss doing? Anything?
I think I'm gonna take a shot into his leg.
Go.
Okay. The advantage. Try to create an advantage, perhaps. Wounded or maimed.
Well,
just go for the damage.
Yeah, if you're trying to actually hurt him and maim him, that's through damage. If you want to create an advantage, you would have to create something like aim shot, or taking my time, or got you in my sights, or something like that.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take aim at him and
there you
go. A little boost to my damage.
Whoa, God, John. How about more machine than man?
How about loaning your dice out to the rest of your group?
I would do, but unfortunately my dice are cybernetically implanted into it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's definitely.
I just project an image on the wall.
Well, that's definitely with style, in case you didn't notice. But yeah, okay, all right, okay.
And what was that, John? What was the advantage?
It's shell shocked.
Okay. All right. Okay, Enrique. It will be your shoot skill, and you would have a target number of 2, and you just need to beat that.
Okay, let's.
Well, you can tie it, but yeah, you can tie it, but better to beat it.
Okay. No, that was a 0.
Okay. So anything you want to invoke by spending a fate point?
You could also use one of the free shell shocked if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm just trying to take aim though.
Yes. So how would shell shocked help you out if you're? Do you understand what that aspect means though? Or that advantage?
Yeah, it would mean that he's immobile for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Split second.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use one then, please.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a reroll or.
It's a reroll plus 2, whichever you want.
Reroll.
Okay.
Plus 2.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We did more.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what is your shoot at? 1, right?
Yeah, my shoot is at 1.
Okay. So now you're at -2. So if you use shell shock, that'll bring you at 0, and you still need 2 more points from somewhere.
No, I think I'm gonna stay at -2.
You gonna leave it alone?
Shooting is not my thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you failed to create the advantage with narrative consequences. Okay. So basically Goss is standing there with his bolt rifle, and he's peering down the scope, looking at Amadak, trying to get a shot, but because Amadak is moving around and swinging his club and everything, you can't get a good shot right now. Okay.
Maybe I looked at a flashbang when it went off, so it kind of blind one eye.
Okay.
Blind me one eye.
All right. I'll give you a fate point and I'll put an aspect called blind on one eye. In one eye, rather. Thank you. Very good. Okay, with 1 free invoke, and then it'll just be a boost, and it'll be gone. Okay, all right. So Jim, you were trying to do something, and then we'll go to Troy after you.
I'll step out, and I'll say, "You apes never learn." Say, "My power is the greatest power of all."
Is that a taunt?
No, it's it's a mind probe. So I'm using my empathy against his will.
Ooh.
And then what I'll do is I'll find out one of his aspects.
Okay, all right. So
and hopefully we can use it against him.
So go ahead.
He's afraid of mice, or
right. Okay, so go ahead and make your roll.
Okay, so this is generally pretty good for me. So let's see here.
And this is the last, in case you guys didn't know, this is our last encounter.
All right, so I got a
-1 plus what?
Yeah, I got a 2.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to do with that?
Not much. That's all I can do. I don't have any fate points. So.
What? I haven't been compelling you? What? Okay. You gotta fix that too. Okay. I
should point out maybe you can read his mind more easily because he's shell shocked.
Is there still?
There's 1 free invoke left on it.
So, so the shell shock, as the flash of the bang goes off.
I thought I gave you. Oh, you took that fate point from subtlety and used it. Okay.
Yeah, I used it right then and there.
Okay.
So,
all right.
With his lapse in concentration, it allows me to more easily weasel my way into his psyche.
Yep.
So I will use John's shell shocked.
Okay.
And that will bring me up to a 4.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay. And you will. Okay. All right. So what you are able to
ascertain
slip into his psyche.
Yeah.
And how does that work? How does that sound or look or describe that?
How does it look?
Yeah, I mean, or
well, the veins in my forehead pop out as the cybernetic organism implanted in my hypothalamus begins to pump and charge. There's a slight wave or ripple in the air.
Ooh, okay.
Kind of like a distortion field almost. And you can tell that something's going on as it cascades its way towards Amadak, and it washes over him, and either he reacts and laughs, or I'm in.
One of his aspects is ex-company ranger.
Okay.
Okay. Now, is that an actual advantage that's floating out there, or no?
No, I know his aspect, just like you would know.
Okay.
You have your high concept trouble aspect, whatever.
All right. Okay. Well, there you go. He's the ex-company ranger. Okay. All right. So Troy.
So you see Ulrich. He pulls his leather duster that he's been wearing since he got out of that super gay freaking space outfit he wore when he's tethered from our ship to this thing. So he's wearing his big leather duster. So he kind of pulls that aside and rips off his synthetic mess and throws it aside and pulls out his 2 Bowie knives. Actually, before he pulls out his 2 Bowie knives, he reaches not in his fanny bag but behind his back, and he pulls out these 2 massive 6-inch syringes. and he like jacks these things into his 2 quads.
Oh gosh.
And I'm gonna create an advantage called last call.
Okay.
So someone's gonna get fucked tonight, and I'm gonna be doing the fucking right.
Okay, last call. Okay, so use your resources.
So he jacks these things into his legs.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, target number 2.
Did that come up? I just got 1 dice there.
Yeah. You just got
Right.
1.
Should I start over or just
Sure,
roll 3
reroll.
now?
You can reroll, man. Go ahead, reroll.
I hit the 4 there.
Clear it and put 4 back in.
Okay. So
Okay.
again.
Again.
So it's even, and
Okay,
my
so it's even.
resources was +1, so I'm at +1 right now.
Okay, so is there anything you can do to bump that up?
Oh, it's got to be. Again, I can invoke that. Never met a stem I didn't like.
Okay.
So +2.
Okay, so that'll cost a fate point. So you're at
Right. I'm at 1 fate point, and I'm at 3 with
At
the
3?
school.
Okay, all right. So you did it. Okay. So you get 1 free invoke for that for last call.
Last call.
Yep. Okay, so you guys see Ulrich jab these 2 surges. they're like
and Hulk out.
yeah.
So I'm all jacked up on these things at this point.
It's like the science fiction Bill Bixby, man.
Right. Right.
I've already had some like wicked flashbacks and
Oh,
stuff.
man.
So I want to get out of here as quick as
boy.
possible
Okay.
and get on the a vacation somewhere closer than this place.
So you could do another assassination run. to
Yeah,
relax?
probably. It's good money. I do have a nice piece of platinum sitting around somewhere to spend on some at some fancy dancing bars.
For your information, you guys can hear banging on the partially closed doors that you guys came through, rigged open, that Goss rigged open to get you in here. So the creatures are there, and they're trying to force their way in. Okay. All right.
I'm just going to pull out my tiny little pistol. That's pretty much all I've got left. I can do. Aim this tiny little pistol at him and
Okay.
firing off at him.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
too big.
Less than
You're too
amazing.
big to have a gun that small.
And it looks almost comical in my giant sort of hands.
Robbie,
It's almost like it's almost like the little tiny gun out of Men in Black, only without the amazing.
I was gonna say like a Pez dispenser or something, but yeah.
Okay. However, I do have a massive wad of fate points to blow through in my favour.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make my roll first of all. Which
Okay,
I'm only on a +1 for shoot. So
Okay. Well, what are you trying to do, John?
I'm literally just trying to plug him in the head. I'm just trying to take him down.
Oh, you're trying to take Amadak down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What I was gonna say then, he is now aware of you guys, okay? Because of what the grenade that was tossed down there, that flashed at his feet, and also because of Kane's mental manipulation or invasion upon him. So you kind of see he whips his head up and sees you guys on kind of like the platform above or rather across from him, okay? And it looks like that he kind of like gives you guys throws a laugh your way, and redoubles his efforts to get past these last couple of what did I call them?
Mechanoids.
Mechanoids. Thank you. To get to the space elevator. Okay. All right. So now you guys can go at the top of the round, and John, you already were saying what you wanted to do, so you can go first.
Okay. Make
So
my
you want to
shooting
take
roll,
a shot
which
at
puts
him.
me on a +1, so that would be +2 with my skill. However, I know where he is, so I'm using the free invoke to make that into a +4. I'm then going to spend a fate point because I'm cybernetically enhanced to take it up to +6.
Okay.
Then I'm also going to spend a second fate point because I'm as much machine as man to take it up to +8.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, because I'm a result of a corporate intellect and physical enhancement program, I'll spend another fate point to take it up to +10.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Is that it? Are you done now?
No, I'll spend a fourth one because I'm attempting to return this investment to the company to take it up by another 2.
So that's 12?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right. Even though I'm afraid to do this, because it's going to come back at me. But I will give you a fate point to compel the unsteady footing. All right. So the platform lurches, which will bring it back down to a 10. And I know, right? Isn't that crazy? And then I will roll. Wow. Okay, let's see.
I should tell you, by the way, guys, if he somehow escapes this, that's all I've got.
Right. That's it.
Okay, so there's a 3. So with his athletics, what did you have? 10. That brings it to a 7. And then I will invoke his. I'll give you another fate point, John, and invoke his
I'll pay a
X.
fate point. I'll pay a fate point to not take that.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm invoking his ex-company ranger. Okay, and that'll be it. All right. So I believe that makes that 9. So you still are 2 points, 1 point over me.
So for me, creating that advantage, that is an actual action. That's all you get to do on your turn is create an advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the 4 actions is the thing. Yeah.
Create
So
an
John, was that correct? You had a 10 result?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second.
I should warn you guys that after this, my character's about to slump over to the floor with like an empty battery sign shining in his eyes.
Nice.
You hear me? Okay. Yeah, I thought you were still up. Okay, all right. So was that correct then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means that you got 2 shifts over him.
Yep.
And there you go. Okay. So that box is gone. Okay. So that's physical and mental. Wow. Okay, good shot. Okay, so who goes next?
Back to Kane or Octavian.
Up to you guys. John went first, so.
Oh, is that the way it works?
Yeah, you guys can decide who goes next.
What do you got, Gloss?
Well, I'm blinded in one eye, so right now I think of what I can do.
You still can shoot if you want to.
Not yet. I think I might create an advantage.
Okay, what do you want to create?
Well, can I use my lore to perhaps remember if he have like a bad shoulder or a leg that doesn't work so well?
We do have his medical info still with a free invoke.
Yeah, but we said that was gone because.
Yes,
yeah.
Brain dead now.
So scratch that one. But
Okay.
you can try to. I'll just make it a little bit difficult for you to recall the information, but sure, you can. You want to try it?
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna try to use my lore. Then.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it'll just be a target number of 3.
Cool. I have lore +2.
Okay.
Still no.
Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. So that'll be Goss's action. So either Jim or Troy, one of you guys.
Jim, you got something? I'm just gonna attack. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack too.
See some psyops actions here.
All right. So
Tag team.
there we go. All right. So I will allow the buildup of my rage and hate to shoot out from my personage in his general direction, and I will afflict him in a mental assault. So my provoke against his will. attack action.
Oh wow. Okay, that's easy. Okay.
If I can find a die. Okay, here goes. Okay. All right. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a 5.
Okay, is that it?
That's all I can do.
Okay. He's defending. Well, actually, no. You're attacking. So actually, that's a tie. So you get a boost.
All right. So my boost is going to be dazed.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm going to. He's dazed for a moment.
Okay.
All out assault.
Okay, Troy. Go ahead.
So I had injected those 2 syringes into my quads, and you literally see my like freaking lats and my shoulder muscles and everything like all jack up immediately. I didn't even have to work out to get this pump on. I just got like all hulked up.
You work out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my heavy hitter. I'm going to use everything I have at this guy.
Okay.
But I didn't define what the last call would be. So what would be a viable boost for that?
It doesn't. I mean, it's pretty. We know that it's a physical enhancement. So
it's going to be. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. You can use it. Yeah, I don't mind.
Cool. So I'm going to use my blades to make it more viable instead of shooting attack.
Are you going to run down there to get them?
Oh yeah, I'm going to run as fast as I can, lunging forward with my 2 Bowie knives and try to.
Okay. So
slice this thing to pieces.
So since I said he was in the next zone, what we'll do is we'll let you invoke your last call, and that'll give you a movement bonus. Okay, and then you. Oh, go ahead.
I do also have Speed Freak with 1 free invoke still.
Ah, I forgot about that.
But you can move one zone for free, though, right?
Yeah, but then he'll just be there. He won't be.
Oh, active.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so I got that adrenaline boost from earlier, that Speed Freak, so I'm going to use that to get to the zone.
There you go.
And as I approach Amadoc with, I pull out my 2 Bowie knives, and I'm like totally like saliva at the mouth and everything. I'm totally freaking out at this point. I got to get me some. So I got my 2 Bowie knives in hand. I'm gonna do a fight roll.
Okay.
Which is my great skill. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll that and see what I do from there.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that's 1. So I'm at 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do have my last call, which I'm going to invoke with my last.
And he's dazed.
And he's dazed. Use that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a free invoke? The daze?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use daze for +2. So that puts me at what? That puts me at 5, 6, 7. Did I get any free ones with the last call when I invoked it with advantage last time?
1.
We didn't define.
1.
So that's 7, 9, and I'm also going to use my last fate point to use heavy hitter, which with style on fight.
Okay, that's what he looks like, just so you guys know.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It's not that impressive.
His arms are bigger than yours.
The dude's wearing a diaper on his chest. Come on. All right, so with my last, I'm also going to invoke my stunt, which lets me gain a boost or gain a full situation aspect with a free invoke. This is the one you made for me at the beginning there, Dave.
Okay.
When you succeed with style, right?
Yeah, you gotta. Well, yeah. Let's see what's your.
You don't have to pay a fate point.
I'm at 9 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have to pay a fate point for that. I don't believe.
Yeah.
No, that's a stunt.
Okay.
So I'll determine if I want to get a boost or to get the ongoing invoke.
Okay. So what you have to determine that. Okay. All right. So you got a 9. So you basically run up to him and just try to shank him with your knives, your Bowie knives.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So he will turn as you. Actually, he's dazed. So actually, he tries to turn to meet your attack, but he's he's slow to do so, and not quick enough to raise the you see it's a big it's a piece of just a big piece of metal he's got. So he'll use his fight skill to try to counter you. Yes. And let's see here. And he will also use his let's see. Okay, here we go. I can't let this be quite as easy as it's gonna be because you guys are pretty good. Here you go. Okay, I got it.
Page full of shit here. I can't even follow it.
Okay, he can use that there. Full defense. Nah. Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't have my armor on anymore. Remember, I ripped it off in a masculine gesture.
In the roid rage.
Exactly.
Okay, so he has a. Oh wow. Okay, so 4, and he will invoke his ex-company ranger to get that up to 6. So you get a fate point. You get a fate point. And then he's going to invoke his high concept, which is Last of the Alpha Furians. So that's going to give you another fate point and bring it up 2 more.
2 more for him to bring it to 0.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing I can do to. He's not counteracting. He's not attacking me as a counter. It's just to cancel out what I did.
Well, he tied you, right?
Cool.
Okay, so you get a boost off of that, though.
So we can't go back and forth with where I could stack on something else with those fate points that you just gave me. They're not. You know what I'm saying?
Can't use them now. You can use them on your next.
Awesome.
Turn
Good
or whatever.
to know.
But what's the boost that you get? So he kind of parries you basically.
So I need to come up with the boosts. Alright, so we're fighting with knives and his pipe. And being that I'm a grizzled merc that's fought in many fights against dudes with pipes, I mean, I've been laying waste to dudes with pipes for a long time. This guy's so I know for next time that we engage that I'm going to get the upper hand.
Tactical advantage.
Yeah, exactly. His pipe defense is not going to play out 2 rounds in a row.
Okay.
I've seen what you got.
I've
seen what you got. There you go.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's his action, and since you're in his face, he is going to take that pipe and he's going to shove it where the sun don't shine. And let's see.
I'm just going to use my roid race, which allows me to use my physique, my anal, my anal aptitude to fight off this pipe up where the sun doesn't shine, if you will.
Okay. All right. Now remember, you are. He still has a clear shot now at the space elevator. Okay. Yeah, because you didn't block him off. You kind of came up from behind and attacked, like the coward you are. So, all right, okay, all right. So he attacks, and he will get a 7.
So again, I get to counter that with my fight, or physique in this sense, because I'm going to use my physique for defense instead of athletics.
You're gonna soak it, or attempt to.
So I got +3 on this.
Okay.
Holy crap.
That's a 5 for me, sir.
Okay.
Got a lot of dice there, guy.
You roll 4 dice.
I think some of those were there before, but I'll re-roll it just to be sure.
Okay. Thank
Because
you.
I am seven beers deep at this point.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
So, again, I'm at even there. I'm at 3 with physique as defense.
Okay, so that'll be a success with style on you. You okay with that? You don't have anything you want to invoke to help you out?
Oh, he's at success with style. He's really coming at me with that piece of pipe. Okay. Yep. What do I have?
You have your tactical. You have your. I've seen what you are. What you.
Oh
got,
yes. What you got? I'm going to use that as a defense to add +2.
There you go. So what is that?
Or re-roll my dice, which is not.
Well, no. That's a free. That's a boost, so that's free. The re-roll it costs you a fate point.
Oh, I'm definitely going to use the boost for free with the +2 then.
Okay, so what did that give you?
Well, what was that? Well, he was succeeding with style, and then I'm going to reduce that by 2, whatever the success was.
Well, you're adding to your roll basically. So
oh, okay, cool. So I'm at 4.
Okay, so
plus,
I'm still
plus physique was it? So I'm at 7.
Okay, so you tied them. Yeah.
So I could take a minor consequence or nothing.
With the tie, I don't do any damage to you, but I get a boost this time.
Cool. So I'm able to minor block them off with my blade.
Pretty
you guys doing dancing over there?
I know, right. So I'll say I got you off balance because he kind of gets you up against the railing to the catwalk, you know, and as you kind of look over your shoulder, you see that it's a mighty long fall, you know, down. So he's kind of got you off balance. That'll be his boost.
Like it.
Okay. All right. So which one of you guys goes first?
I want to take a shot at him.
Excellent.
There you go.
Okay. So. Okay, another good roll.
Man, what are you doing? Okay.
So I have -2. So can I use?
Use a fate point to re-roll.
Yeah.
Or
can
you
I use
can.
a fate point?
Yeah, that's worth a re-roll. Come on, Enrique. Come on, man.
Okay. That's our +1.
It's better. Okay.
Yeah, and
you want to bump that up any?
Can I use a fate point to bump that up another 2?
You can you can invoke one of your aspects, or you can invoke an aspect that is kind of floating around right now.
Okay.
So there's shell shock. Oh no, that's not really. That doesn't. I think that's gone. Because that's gone. So I don't think there is anything.
Footing.
Unsteady footing.
Unsteady footing. There you go. Yeah. Use that.
Would he have seen what I was doing in my combat and been able to use the? I seen what you got.
Nah, that was just a boost. So that's.
Oh, okay, that's gone. That's
gone. But unsteady footing works, and that'll bump you up to a 3.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what I do.
Okay. All right. So let me roll against your 3. As you take your shot with your bolt rifle, crack. Ooh, and no. Nope. You actually miss. He seems to almost preternaturally know where the shot's coming from and steps to the side, and the shot whizzes in between his head and Ulrich's head as they go back and forth.
Lucky me.
Okay. All right, so who's going next?
I will jump in and continue my mind probe. I need to see what it is about him that he's hiding that allows him to move with such supernatural speed and grace, and hopefully it's something that I can exploit for my team.
Okay.
So I will use my empathy for those who really need to know. Resisted by his will. So there it goes. Ooh, excellent. 5.
Okay. Is that it? Final answer?
That's it.
Okay.
I am he without fate points.
Okay, you do it.
All right, so give me another aspect of this this freak.
Last of the Alpha Furians. I'll give you that one.
That's
You
what I
rolled
was
so
looking
well.
for.
Yep.
I was hoping to get that one. I heard it, but I couldn't use it because I didn't know it. All right,
Okay.
so
Are you
as
So
are you keeping this knowledge to yourself?
well, right now, I just see the scenes of him being the last whatever developed him into being the Alpha Furian and what an Alpha Furian is and how he's the last and this, that, and the other. So,
So basically,
uh,
you guys are fighting Riddick. In case you guys didn't know, that's what you guys are doing.
cool.
Okay.
Can
all
I
right,
go?
ahead.
Can I go next, John?
Yeah, go for it.
It's going to be quick. So as I'm bent over to rail from this guy as he's attacked me and
Hmm.
he's mind probed, I'm going to invoke my own never met a stem I didn't like as a compel. So I'm going to have. I want to experience a withdrawal, or not a withdrawal
Oh
as
boy.
such, but
Okay.
I want to like vomit over the rails. I'm overcome by all this injections from my
Okay.
previous round, so
All
I
right.
want to like lose my turn to like be
That's
thrown
fine.
up over
Take
the rail.
a fate point for that.
Cool.
Okay. Who goes next? John or
Okay.
Joe? John. Yeah, John's the guy. Yeah.
Okay, since you've described this guy as being sort of fairly near to the rails,
Mhm.
is it just like a sort of sheer drop down to the planet's surface over the rails?
No, it's like more so like a 50-foot drop to the innards of the station. The guts down there.
Okay, my plan is, since we've basically been shooting like the shit out of this guy for like the last like, couple of minutes. There's like gunfire coming from everywhere. Even I've had like my poxy little gun.
Okay.
All to virtually no effect, and he's some sort of Khan-esque sort of badass who just seems to be able to like move with the flow of the combat and almost avoid everything. As he sort of steps back to avoid these frantic sort of knife fights that are going on near him, the spontaneous bats of shooting that are breaking out near him.
Okay.
What I'm actually going to do, since I'm pretty much running on empty now, and since basically I'm sort of programmed by the company, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hurl myself bodily, just basically sort of throwing my body at him and try and pitch him over the side,
Oh
by
my
like sort of
gosh.
body slamming into him, basically.
Okay. All right.
Just to basically to try and like use my physique. I'm aware that it'll probably result in me going over with him as well, but
Okay.
I'm just going to like hurl myself using my physique at him to try and like take him over the edge.
Okay.
So I'm hoping even he can't survive the drop with me
Just
landing
saying.
on top of him.
Just saying, Dave. I'm already leaning over the rails.
Hey. Okay.
My arm might be dangling, but it's Alex.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Maps thing. Okay, so I am on 5 with that.
Okay. Is that where you stand?
I'm going to use my very last fate point, since I'm as much machine as man, to boost it by 2, which will take me up to 7.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll use his I'll use his notice to see if he actually can see this hurling mass of meat.
To be fair, it's the only weapon I've got left, man.
No, that's fine.
I've thrown half my brain at him. I've shot him.
Very good, very good. Okay, so 5, you said. All right.
Yeah, it was 5. It's 5 before the +2, so it was 7 +2.
Oh, okay, 7. Okay, wow, that's good. Okay. Okay, so you succeed with style because I get a 2 result.
Over the edge you go, son.
And yeah, and we'll say that wow, yeah, okay. And since you succeeded with style, we'll say that you're able to actually grab onto Ulrich's shoulder, and you're hanging on, dangling over the side as you guys see.
Well, I've probably just given you the gift of a dislocated shoulder, Ulrich.
It's alright. I'm just busy with my other arm that's not dislocated, cleaning the vomit from my teeth.
As you guys see Amadet go spinning down into the bowels of the platform, out of sight with a howl, an angry, a howl of disbelief as he goes flying downwards. Okay, so now what happens?
I'll run over there and attempt to use my spindly arms to try to help pull or, get a. Is there a tool or anything about a pole that I might be able to, wedge it to something to, there's something. I mean, if I grab Alex or if I grab Ulrich, then we most likely are all going to fall because most likely I'm not going to make any type of physique roll.
Well, between between the three of you actually working, you, Goss, and Ulrich working together, you guys are able to pull Alex, over it in between the railing and get him up, just in time for the door behind you guys to burst and for all of the mechanoids to spill inside of the room. So basically, your choice is to fight the horde or to take your chances in the space elevator. Yep.
All right, I'll run and I'll grab Alex's burnt out of a hard drive.
Yeah.
And run, pulling them towards the elevator.
Okay, all right. And as you guys pile into the creaking and shaking elevator and the doors slide shut, you guys see the horde advance, and Ulrich punches the button, and the elevator drops, down to the surface of the planet, and we'll end it there.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
As a last note,
yeah,
my character will say, if we don't have the body, I don't think we're gonna be rewarded, guys.
So
he did say dead or alive.
Right. So
we can scoop him up on the way down.
Real quick, starting with you, Troy. Just introduce yourselves, and if you have a channel, because I didn't do that at the start, and then we'll be good.
Alright, good. My name is Troy Spencer. I do have a channel. It's relatively new. It's called DMT Tabletop Gaming. I think I did just change the name recently. And I'm here from the RPG One Shot group on Facebook. Keep promoting that shit because it seems to be creating lots of good games like this. Honor to play with you guys. Wonderful play with you and Jim and John and you as well, Enrique. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Okay, Enrique, you're next.
Hi, my name is Enrique. I do not have a channel, to be honest. So.
Shame on you.
Yes.
Oh, you're barred now.
All right. Go ahead, Jim.
Banned.
I'm Jim, also known as the Chaos Net. I don't have a channel myself, but I will look at yours. I enjoy Fate. I enjoy Marvel Heroic, Cortex, 5e, a number of if it's out there, I've played it most likely with David Sims, who I've gamed with probably the past 20 plus years.
Oh, you guys are Chicagoans, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys are like home group boys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hopefully we can get some messages out for some games through the One Shot group, and we can continue to get people who actually just want to have fun, no elitism or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just get out here, roll some dice, have a good time, and there you go.
Okay, cool. Enrique, did I cut you off? I'm sorry. Were you going to say
No.
something else? Oh, okay.
No.
All right. I was just checking. Okay, and John?
Okay, I'm John. Red Dice Diaries is my YouTube channel. I'm over here in the United Kingdom. It's currently about 5 a.m. here, but I've greatly enjoyed the game. Glad I stayed up for it because, as I've said in a little bit of text down there, I'm all about the Fate points. Love Fate. Thoroughly enjoyed the game. Well worth staying up until this ridiculous hour of the morning for. I had a great time. Thanks very much, David, for running it. Love to get in another game with you in the future.
Okay,
And thanks very much to all of you guys who were playing as well. Great game.
Absolutely. And John, one day we're going to have to entreat upon you to run a Fate Accelerated game. I'll be honest.
You've missed the boat. I'm already running one.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's all right. I'm running a sort of pirate themed one, which is already sort of full up at the minute with about 6 players in. But depending on how that goes, it'll be the first time I've sort of done a one shot with Fate for the one shot group. Depending on how well that goes, I'm probably going to do some more sort of Fate Accelerated one shots in the future.
Cool.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. And John, thanks again for hanging in there.
No problems. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I hope everybody had a good time. And thanks for everybody who's watching. And I'll post the next game I can as soon as possible. So thanks for watching.